Hi, everybody, and welcome. Welcome to our amazing broadcast we have for you tonight. My name is Larry Gold, and I'll be your virtual host tonight for hashtag LightUpNBC. We know that you're watching on Facebook, and we know you're watching all of these beautiful images and the content that we have for you tonight. The idea is that we're going to put together incredible information for you. We're going to give you amazing content, and you'll be able to text to donate all night long, and we know that you'll be doing that. We know that you're supporting us, and we have incredible content and people for you tonight. So you please sit down, enjoy yourself, and get ready for an incredible show. But before we go any further, I'd like very much to introduce to you my co-host for the evening. And before she comes in, let me just tell you, this woman is so strong. Her name is Tammy Bowling, and she is the VP of Media Relations at More Fight, More Strong. And basically what she does is she came up with this incredible idea, and along with the people at More Fight, More Strong, she decided to figure out a way in this pandemic. She decided to figure out a way to still raise money, to still bring this beautiful gala to you, so you can have an opportunity to raise money during this COVID crazy time of our lives. Now, there's not a person out there that is not being affected by what's going on. And that means that everybody's being affected. That means your family's being affected and we're being affected. But in the population, there are tremendous people that are being affected by this disease. And we have to make sure that the energy and the fundraising keeps coming in, and that's why we're here. So the originator of our gala tonight, this incredible idea, is Tammy Eagle Bowling, our VP of Media Relations. Tammy, won't you join me over here? Let me just tell you, Tammy's been on a big media campaign. A media campaign this week with News 12 in New Jersey. She's been on New York 1. She's been on Fox 5 News. I got to be honest with you, she's doing more campaigning for this broadcast tonight than you could imagine. So, welcome, Tammy, and thank you so much for putting us in this incredible venue. Look where we are. We're at Gotham Hall in New York City. Let me just tell you, Gotham Hall is one of those venues, iconic venues in New York City, that hosts the most prestigious galas of all of New York. But tonight we bring a national campaign, and I welcome you to the broadcast. Thank you. Thank you for coming up with this idea and bringing us in to do this for you.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm thrilled to be here tonight, and I think this is going to be an inspirational evening. I appreciate everyone that's tuning in. I think that together we can all make a difference, and I want to just thank our sponsors, because without them, this wouldn't be possible.
It's incredible to have such major sponsors being a part of this. And as I got the list of who you obtained, who you worked, I mean, this woman has worked tirelessly, and these sponsors just jumped right into her lap. It's incredible.
I wouldn't say they jumped into my lap, but you know, everything, nothing can be done alone, right? So we actually have over 100 Light Up NBC ambassadors around the country who helped make this happen. We're going to be introducing the founder of Light Up NBC and the whole idea of lighting up buildings around the country in just a few moments. But before that, I just think it's really important to recognize that this event is powered by Ford Warriors in Pink, as well as our platinum sponsors, Pfizer and CGen, with additional support from Eisai and Lilly Oncology. And you guys all really made it possible to have an event like this so that we can raise a lot of funding for critical metastatic breast cancer research.
Tammy, those are household names, and I'm so glad to have them on the broadcast. They've done so much to get our donations started, to get our money raised, to get our thermometer rising, if you will. So I know that everybody's out there. They're already clicking the button. They're saying, oh, this is great. I'm going to text to donate and all that stuff. But let's get the show started. We have so much.
We do.
We have to get to the content because we have so much for you tonight.
So I always wanted to say this, so I'm just going to say This is Tammy Eagle Bowling reporting live from Gotham Hall in New York City. Let's get this started.
Fantastic.
Hi, my name is Laura Inahara. I am the Executive Director of More Fight More Strong and the founder of the Light Up MBC campaign. A little bit about More Fight More Strong. More Fight More Strong is a family and friend formed organization. We really came together when my best friend and my cousin's wife, Jessica Moore, was diagnosed with stage 4 metastatic breast cancer at the young age of 32. It was obviously a shock to our family, and we really wanted to take that as time to rally the community around her and also educate the public on all that we were learning about metastatic breast cancer. I would love to share what Jessica was like. Jessica was absolutely incredible. She was a nurse. She was a high school basketball coach. She volunteered regularly for many different charities. She was an athlete. We said she was a fighter, and she was tough as nails. She really was one of the strongest individuals I've ever met in my entire life. She loved her family deeply and her friends so much, and she would be there for any one of us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week if we needed her. She lived both her life and her career to help others. She was the first person to give you a hug if you needed one, and the first person to tell you to straighten up if you needed to. She was that friend that you just needed, and we miss her every single day. We started Light Up MBC to really raise awareness for stage 4 metastatic breast cancer and to make sure that the campaign was really built around raising awareness to the organization METAvivor. Prior to Jessica's passing, she said to me, "Wouldn't it be amazing if we could light a landmark locally for metastatic breast cancer in the colors of green, teal, and pink?" And we found a landmark that lit locally, but unfortunately it only lit on special holidays. So with that being said, it didn't happen before she passed away. I wish she could have seen this right beside me, but unfortunately it just wasn't in the cards. So after she passed away in May of 2017, after a courageous 4-year battle, it just became a personal mission to light that bridge and honor her memory, something she really wanted. So we worked with city and local officials and presented a case that allowed them to create an intake process that allows nonprofits to make requests to light that bridge. So the night of October 13th, we went to the bridge, which is National Metastatic Breast Cancer Awareness Day, to honor her legacy and raise awareness for METAvivor and all living with MBC. Jessica was about all living for MBC. She was so selfless. She never wanted anything but to help everyone living with the disease and educate the public. And this was the best way we thought we could. We were literally shining a light on the disease. And we feel like the light shining is partially Jessica's shining down on all of us. So tonight, when we light over 115 landmarks in 95 cities, in 50 states and 3 countries, we'll all really feel that light and that awareness shining for metastatic breast cancer. Every year, we do an awareness campaign in October on our More Fight More Strong Facebook page, where we update and provide one fact a day about metastatic breast cancer to try to educate the public. Every year, we review our statistics to see what's changed. And each year, the number of people that die from metastatic breast cancer increases. And it makes me furious because I know we can do something about it. We have to fund research. We can't have people running out of treatment options. We can't accept a 24 to 36 month life expectancy. I think we're all aware what breast cancer is now. Now it's time to treat it at the source. If we find a cure for stage 4 metastatic breast cancer, survivors don't have to fear a reoccurrence. Going for a mammogram won't be absolutely terrifying for everyone. We have to end this. Breast cancer is so far beyond pink, And I learned so much through Jessica's diagnosis, and I don't want people to wait to learn the truth. That's why I'm so passionate. We need to make the changes that are necessary. We have to solve the problem at the root cause. And right now we're not. Right now there's too much money going to awareness. We need to put it toward cure. And METAvivor is doing that. So if you direct your funds to METAvivor, you know exactly where your money is going. That's why I'm a metastatic breast cancer advocate. I learned how to be one through my best friend. When you love someone the way that we loved her, you understand that other families are in the same situation and you need to fight for them too. And that's what we're doing. And that's why I care. And that's why I'm still an advocate to this day. And I'll never stop being an advocate. Not until I see some direct change. And at that point, advocacy won't be necessary because we will have that cure that we all want.
You just heard from the incredible Laura Inahara. And Larry, while Light Up NBC and bringing it live was my idea, as you can see, Laura is really the founder of Light Up NBC. And this entire program this evening is dedicated to the memory of Jessica Moore, as well as her legacy. Laura has been such an incredible person for me to meet on my journey because she does not have metastatic breast cancer. And we need others fighting for us so that we can survive. She spends countless hours on coordinating all of the landmarks so that we can help light up the world like we're doing tonight. And without further ado, I will turn it over to Larry.
Well, you're right. Laura is an incredible inspiration to you and
Truly.
as well to all of us. Because as I've met with her and I've talked with her, I realize the force that she brings. And right now, we're going to take you to Portsmouth, New Hampshire, and live with Laura.
Hi, everyone.
Laura, please take it away.
Oh, okay. I am proud, blessed, and honored to introduce Jessica Moore's husband and my cousin, Matthew Moore.
Good evening, everyone. It's a little dark here, so I apologize. But good evening from Portsmouth, New Hampshire Memorial Bridge. This is the first landmark to light for the Light Up NBC campaign in memory of my wife, Jessica. We're so grateful to the city of Portsmouth for supporting our passion to raise awareness for NBC and the importance of its research. NBC research is important to us because it creates the treatment options for the NBC community that can change this diagnosis from a terminal disease to a lifelong manageable disease.
Thank you, guys. We're so proud to be part of this campaign to raise awareness for all the NBC patients and the community.
That's amazing, Laura. Thank you so much for being with us live and sharing your inspiration with all of us. And I know this is a difficult moment for you, but this is incredible. Your fight is powerful, and we all appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you for helping keeping our best friend's legacy alive.
Matthew, we know what you're going through. We can feel your pain, and we know that you're doing something very special in your wife's honor, and we appreciate it.
Thank you for everything you guys are doing as well. Thank you.
And now, what I'd like to do is take you right back here, and I know I introduced Tammy Eagle Bowling to you, and I know she's been incredible with her campaign and her getting everybody on the broadcast and getting everybody to the Facebook Live where you're watching. But I want you to know a little bit about Tammy. Tammy is also a thriver. We call them thrivers. She is a stage 4 metastatic breast cancer patient. And through all that she's been through, she is taking care of her family. She is taking care of her kids. And she did countless hours putting together this broadcast. So we now want to share with you a little video on Tammy Eagle Bowling.
When anyone hears those words for the first time, yes, you have cancer, immediately, like, you think you're going to die. You think the worst. The first thing I thought about was, my husband and my children and how we were going to get through this.
My name is Angelo Marandino. When my late wife Jennifer was diagnosed with breast cancer at a very young age, we decided that I would pick up my camera and document our journey. After Jen passed, I decided to focus my life on chronicling other people's incredible stories. This is A Lens on Life. Today I'm in Scotch Plains, New Jersey to meet with Tammy Eagle Bowling and her family. Tammy was diagnosed with stage 4 metastatic breast cancer. We're going to talk with Tammy and her family about her journey and how metastatic breast cancer has affected their day-to-day life.
Hi, Angela. How are you?
How are you?
My name is Tammy Eagle Bowling. I live in Scotch Plains, New Jersey with my husband and 2 daughters who are 8 and 6 years old. When we moved to New Jersey, I thought I should just get a new primary care doctor. I met with the doctor and she looked at me and said, you're 41, clean bill of health, everything looks great. But I noticed that it's been about 20 months since your baseline mammogram. I went for the mammogram and they felt that I needed an MRI. So I got the MRI, and from there they still felt that there were some abnormalities, but they recommended that I get 3 biopsies. We were driving in the car on our way to Boston when we got a phone call from the breast surgeon, and that's when she said to me, Tammy, I'm calling to let you know the results. All 3 biopsies were malignant. And my head just started spinning.
There was a shock value. When it first happened, it felt a little bit like getting into a car accident. And I think it was almost like that ringing in your ear. It didn't seem real.
So hearing those words, you have cancer, was very, very difficult thing to hear. But I'm the eternal optimist, so I just thought, well, I can handle this. My hospital advised me to get a PET scan when they went to do the PET scan. And unfortunately, something lit up in my liver. This is known as stage 4 breast cancer, metastatic breast cancer. And I really had never heard the word metastatic before. I had no idea what it meant.
I've been there for all of those appointments. Of course, I feel helpless because there's nothing that I can do. I wish I could make it go away, which I can't, but the one thing that I can do is to make sure that I'm there for her every step of the way.
I think a lot of love comes from respect, and I've always had great respect for my wife, for her abilities, for her success in her career, and now I think I have great respect for her ability and the way that she handles her diagnosis is admirable.
I think that people don't necessarily understand the fact that things can change in an instant with metastatic breast cancer, and that every day is truly this gift. And I would love for my friends and my family to help me celebrate life every day for the time that I have to enjoy it.
Hi, everyone.
Hey, we're back, Tammy. I got to tell you, that was such a beautiful video and so well shot, so done, so well done. I want you guys to know Tammy was hesitant to show her own story, and we thought it was very important. So thank you so much. It's important to show everybody that those that are dealing with this incredible pain and suffering and everything are still living their lives. And you've told me this on more than one occasion, making the most out of every day, and that's what you're doing. All right.
Exactly.
So before we go any further, I just want you to know we're also here for entertainment. We want to entertain you. So I just want to make sure that you're donating. Tammy?
Oh, well, you can text NBC 2020 to 50155. And also, you can post Instagram photos publicly. And any photos that you post with the hashtag LightUpNBC on Instagram, we can pull up into this live stream tonight. So post away.
Do you think we can, if they post away and it goes to hashtag LightUpNBC, do you think our producers here could actually get those photographs up on the screen?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like tonight.
Absolutely.
He's a magic man.
Do it now.
He's a magic man. He's great.
Any pictures that you see of any of the landmarks across the country?
I think he's going to be great.
Yeah, we just got Sweden today, actually. Thanks,
wow.
Adiba. So we're really excited about that as well.
This is fabulous.
We've
All
got
right, so
Ireland, Canada, all 50 states in the U.S.
As I promised, we have some headline entertainment. So a friend of mine who is in the group Bon Jovi, you might know him, David Bryan. He is the author and composer of Diana, a Broadway musical. And unfortunately, during this pandemic, Diana was unable to open. We were in previews, and I say we because we're friends, but he was in previews, and then, of course, it was forced to cancel like the rest of Broadway. And David wrote an incredible song for his show. It was called If Light the World.
And when I heard that, I said, Larry, it's about lighting the world. I mean,
and
we
that's
have
what
to
we're
have
doing.
this on the show.
And that's what we're doing tonight.
That's
we're
exactly
lighting the
what
world.
we're doing tonight.
So I'm going to turn it over to my friend, David Bryan.
Hi, this is David Bryan, and tonight we are looking at metastatic breast cancer. And we're going to light up the world, just like my song from my musical Diana, called If Light the World. It's all about lighting up the world, letting them know that knowledge overcomes fear, and we just keep pushing to find a cure. Thank you. I offer my goodbyes without compromise. A princess moving on beyond the palace stairs, beyond the photographs, a fairy tale come and gone. All I shall do again, stand in the queue again, is to not make it new. A mother full of pride, her prince is by her side, her life finally has to choose. And I choose happiness, I choose a fresh new start, I choose whatever lies ahead. Stay calm and simply breathe. If I devote my soul to every child in need, if the green bestows her grace and places me in charge to represent the crown, ambassador at large, I'll be the English rose, the broad and shining knight, and I light the world. But how does one begin to shed her royal skin, be better than before? She discards her past, all that she's in mass set free, she'll do even more. Then I choose happiness, I choose a fresh new start, I choose whatever lies ahead. If I have another child, an answer to my prayer, perhaps a baby girl, or better yet, a pair. If child steps aside and lets my
just bought myself.
You wouldn't believe some of the stupid stuff people say to someone living with metastatic breast cancer.
Sorry, you guys are hearing. I'm glad everyone on the Zoom call can hear the
cancer.
stress of what it is
But
to
if
run a
you're gonna
broadcast.
get cancer, this is the one you want to
So,
have.
Rosemary
There's
and
totally a
Patty,
cure
are you
for
on the
cancer.
same one? No.
But the government is hiding it.
When you die,
Is
I'll
Abigail
make sure
Schroeder?
your life's taken care of.
Abigail, your phone
they
is.
tell me
You
I
got to turn
should
your
have an
phone
all
the other way.
vegan diet.
No, other way.
Oh, you have breast
Sideways.
cancer?
There you go.
Now you get
No.
a free boob
Nope.
job?
Halfway
Wait,
back.
men can't
Yep,
get breast
that's how you got to be, girl.
Have you tried yoga?
Oh,
Have
hold
you
on.
tried
Just
weed?
something happened.
Obviously.
Where did you
What
go?
about holistic medicine?
I heard a glass of wine can prevent cancer. Or does
Where
it
did-
cause cancer?
At least you're
Where
not
did she
stage
go?
5. Stage 5 is dead.
My friend's cousin's uncle's brother had breast cancer, but he's dead.
You have kids? That's so sad.
Oh no, what am I gonna do when you die?
We all die eventually. Yours is just sooner.
Are your chakras aligned?
So you get to go wig shopping and make it fun. Maybe get a pink one for breast cancer?
At least you got a nice shaped head.
Have you tried Reiki?
¿Has probado jugo de zanahoria?
Hi, I'm sorry I didn't call, but I'm just having such a hard time dealing with your cancer.
What do you think you did that caused the cancer?
Did you put your cell phone in your bra?
Why do you think you got breast cancer? Were you a smoker?
Do you think those tattoos caused your cancer?
Yeah. That's some of the stupid stuff people say to metastatic breast cancer patients, like me.
And me.
And me.
And me.
And me.
And we're back. Thank you so much, Pfizer, once again, one of our sponsors tonight, and we are so impressed with your donations and your contributions to tonight's gala. As promised, I promised to take you all over the country tonight, if not the world. And our first Zoom call and our correspondents are awaiting in Miami, Florida. They're at the American Airlines Arena. Please welcome Patty and Rosemary and Abby. Are you guys with us?
Hi, we're here.
All right.
Yes. We're here in Miami. I'm so proud of my hometown of Miami, Florida. We're participating in Light Up NBC. We're here at the American Airlines Arena, and we also have the Miami-Dade College Tower lit up for NBC. I went through breast cancer treatment in 2018 at the age of 40, and after going through a double mastectomy, chemo, radiation, and a hysterectomy, the idea that I can still have MBC is at a 30% chance of developing MBC in my lifetime is unacceptable. I have too many friends that are living with MBC and one that we lost recently. These statistics need to change, so please donate today.
All right, this is great. This is amazing. This is incredible. Just so you know, we are not actually a network broadcast. We're actually a virtual gala, and we're doing our best to make sure that we are sharing content from all over the country. And as promised,
I think we have a couple more people in Florida, right?
We have
in
people
Florida,
all over the place. No, we have people everywhere.
Yeah.
We did Florida.
Oh no,
We did
is there anyone else in Florida? Yeah, Abby. Let's go to Patty.
Let's go to Patty.
Amazing.
Now, we have people standing by. They're on their phones. They're out. Sometimes they're out in the cold, like in Portsmouth. They were out in the rain. That Northeast had such a crazy rain yesterday. But Abby and Patty they're in beautiful Miami. So
I think Patty's ready.
Ready, guys?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to, yes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for everything. And I'm here to talk about, I'm so honored to be here with Miami Heat that is light up for NBC. It's really good. I'm so happy and they support me a lot. I work for Miami Heat, and everyone is so nice with me and support me what I'm having. And as a patient right now, I had breast cancer before 2015, and then this year I have a MBC. So I'm going through the treatment. I'm going through first like main brain radiation, 10 treatments, and then chemotherapy for the body. So everything goes well. I'm very strong. Let's say like happy to be strong enough to fight with this. And we need, as Rosemary mentioned, we need to support NBC because the foundation, because it's so important that people like us have the support of the foundation. And there are many NBC. Thank you so much to you guys.
Thank you so much. This is incredible message that you're bringing to us tonight. I think we have one more in Miami, and that's Abby. So Abby, if you're with us, if we can connect to you, Abby, come on this beautiful Zoom. This would be amazing. So Abby, we're trying to figure out to get all these people on the Zooms. It's pretty amazing. Abby, are you with us? Excellent. I can hear you now.
Yes. Okay, good. Awesome. So my name is Abigail Johnston, and I am also in Miami, Florida, trying to get that Freedom Tower in the picture there. But I have been living with stage 4 metastatic breast cancer for 3.5 years. I'm currently on my 3rd line of treatment. And as I've shared with several people earlier today, this is my 3rd or 4th time talking to various people about MBC. I am going to live as long as there are more treatment options, as long as there are more lines of treatment that I can go to when the cancer figures out how to mutate around the medication that I am currently taking. So this is life or death for me. And the more money that goes to research, the more alternative medications I have when the current medication isn't working. That means more time with my husband of 12 years and my boys who are 5 and 7.
Once again, thank you so much for your message. This has been an incredible experiment, like going out to Miami. Tammy.
It's amazing. And, talk about the Miami Heat. I mean, what a season this year they have.
They did.
And we are just so thrilled that American Airlines Arena was able to participate.
Now, Tammy, you really worked so hard getting all these people lined up in all different states. How many people, how many states? How many states?
All 50 states are participating.
All 50?
Oh, yeah. We have every state in the United States participating.
North Dakota?
Of course, North Dakota. I mean, every state.
North Dakota's important.
Alaska and Hawaii.
I mean, everybody's participating. I believe we have Canada.
We do. We're going to be Zooming to Canada later on this evening. And this is really all because of the incredible Light Up NBC ambassador team that we have in states throughout the U.S.
All right. Well, in addition to all these wonderful places, I'm going to take you to your hometown, right in Scotch Plains, New Jersey. Are you with us, Scotch Plains?
We're with you. Scotch Plains is here.
Say hi.
Okay.
Hello from... Ready?
Oh, amazing. So
you got me?
I'm just so happy that my hometown of Scotch Plains is able to participate tonight. And they've been so supportive throughout my journey, having different festivals downtown to help raise money for METAvivor. And with that, I'd love to take you to the mayor, Mayor Al Smith of Scotch Plains, as well as Melissa and Melissa's mom, Phyllis. So who's ever there right now,
okay.
Why don't you take it away?
Tammy, we're going to go first, and then we'll pass it over to Mayor Smith. So hello from Scotch Plains, New Jersey Municipal Complex, home of METAvivor of New Jersey's local chapter. My name is Melissa, and I am here with my sister Samantha. We are here shining a light on NBC for our mom, Phyllis, who has been living with NBC for 5 years. Thanks to the progress made from funding and groundbreaking research. We are doing this to raise awareness and funding. We hope that with more research, NBC does not have to be a terminal illness. We have hope that future generations will not have to feel the impact of living with breast cancer. Love you, Mom.
And
Great job,
I just
Tammy.
That's awesome, Tammy.
Thanks, Melissa.
Thank you, Tammy. Thank you for arranging Scotch Plains, New Jersey.
All right. Do we have Mayor Smith now?
We do, but we got to get Mayor Smith to turn his phone horizontal.
Yes,
this is like
that
the
would be
first.
so much better.
This is the first rule of virtual galas. Whenever you're doing a virtual gala, make sure your phone is horizontal so you get a full screen and a good image. You know what I'm saying? So if we
Amazing. If you want to just turn your phone to the side, we can get you on the full screen, or else we'll just take
keep
it
going.
center.
That's all right.
Yep.
Mayor Smith, he's the mayor. He can do whatever he wants.
Oh, that's it. That's it. You got it.
All right, well, let me get out of the way so you can see the beautiful coloring of our town hall. And we're here with myself and a good portion of our town council, our deputy mayor and Lasardo, and Councilwoman Stamlu is here, and Councilman Sparrow here. And with about, I'd say, 10 METAvivor families that are either in the process or have lost somebody to METAvivor. I've been mayor for almost 4 years now, and I lost my wife in 2013. After 20 years where she thought she had beaten cancer, suddenly she was stage 4, and she put up a good 2.5-year battle, worked with the doctors the best they can. But as you say, at that time, there was even less available to treat it, and she passed away after a 2.5-year fight. Never gave up, and she did get to see her son get married, but she never got to see her granddaughter. So all I can say is that finding money and finding research to beat this disease is so important. We here in Scotch Plains have embraced cancer as we have our mayor's wellness program here, and we are constantly raising money for breast cancer and METAvivors. That's where I met this great person called Tammy Eagle Bowling, and she got me involved in this. And last year we did a 0.5K fundraise, and we met families, we raised some money. We couldn't do it this year because of the pandemic, but we certainly are tonight. I can only urge everybody to text and send some money. This is an awful disease. It's a horrible disease, and the people who are surviving it, I can only give them the best of our thoughts, because they're in the battle of their life. Thank you.
You're so right, Mayor. I appreciate you coming on the show and being such an active supporter in Scotch Plains, New Jersey, and of course, Tammy. This is your town. This is where it started. I mean, just so you know, guys, Tammy has been an advocate for just a powerful advocate. She's brought me in for other events in previous years, and together when she came to me with this idea, I was like, all right, I think we can do this. Okay, that's great. So awesome.
Absolutely.
Let's keep going. Let's keep going. I got more people on Zoom.
We do.
Amy? Okay,
Amy,
we'll go to Amy.
yeah, we can go to Amy. Amy.
All right, let's go to Amy in Detroit. So, Amy, are you with us on the Zoom call tonight? Amy, just let me know if you're here. I think maybe you're talking. You're going to take us off mute or whatever it is. But, listen, this is what happens. We're trying to put something incredible together tonight and coordinating all these people. There she is.
And we're so excited to be able to take you straight to Ford Field this evening, lighting in blue as they recognize that metastatic breast cancer is beyond pink.
That's Ford Field, one of our sponsors.
Exactly.
Take it away, Amy.
All right. So, hi, I'm Amy. I'm 46. I was diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer last year when I found out that most breast cancer fundraising organizations give on average only 2 to 5% of their funds to research metastatic breast cancer. I knew I had to get involved and make a change. While those organizations spend their money on prevention and early detection, it doesn't really help those already diagnosed, like me, with stage 4 metastatic disease. I became a METAvivor ambassador because 100% of every donation to METAvivor goes towards metastatic breast cancer research, and stage 4 needs more. I'm here in Detroit at Ford Field, home of the Detroit Lions. Because Ford Warriors in pink knows breast cancer is more than pink, Ford Field is lit up in blue tonight to support those in the fight against metastatic breast cancer. Ford has been dedicated to the fight against breast cancer for 26 years and has dedicated $138 million to the cause. Ford Warriors in Pink is dedicated to helping those touched by breast cancer through actions that inspire and empower patients, survivors, and co-survivors. Ford Warriors in Pink dedicates 100% of their proceeds from their inspirational clothing, like this scarf and other apparel, and these can be purchased at FordCares.com. I'd like to thank the Ford family, Ford Warriors in Pink, because this year is the first year they are participating in the Light Up NBC campaign by lighting up Ford Field and being one of the sponsors for tonight's event. I'd also like to thank Bedrock, GM, the Guardian Building, the cities of Troy, Southgate, and Grand Rapids for participating as well.
Thank you so much. Incredible, incredible. Tammy.
Yes, well, we actually have some of those very items that she was talking about that are available on Ford Cares. And these help fund grants for transportation. Ford, as an automotive company, has been really helping the breast cancer community for many, many years, raising over $125 million over the last 26 years, actually. Wow. Mm-hmm. And anyway, this is a great water bottle, and
thank
I
you.
was actually really
thank you.
You're thirsty.
Yeah,
and
this is good. I'll hold on to this.
The cute little backpacks, and it was actually pretty cool because some of the colors on here are pink, teal, and green. And then this is the scarf that Amy was talking about. There you go.
Ooh.
And purchases of these on FordCares.com helps fund grants that help people get to treatment.
All right.
All right.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
I think we still have people in
Michigan.
In Michigan, we still have people in Michigan.
Well,
so
we have a really unique and special one in Michigan right now. It's actually at the Uniroyal Tire. I believe it's only the second time in history that the tire is lighting up. So we are looking for Darlene. Not exactly sure what the Zoom screen name is for Darlene. So just trying to figure that out.
Darlene, if you could unmute and make sure you make yourself known, we'll bring you out live onto the broadcast. Remember, people, we're not dealing with these national correspondents. We've got regular folks that are dealing with this incredible disease. They're out there and waiting for us.
Okay. Oh, we have you now.
Okay.
All right. Here you go, Darlene.
Go ahead,
Over
Darlene.
to you.
I don't know if Darlene hears me or she may not be with us on the Zoom. So we'll get back
Darlene, can you hear us at the Uniroyal Tire?
Test.
Darlene, I can't hear you, sweetheart.
I think we're pretty good. You know what? This might be a good time. This might be a good time to go back to the text to donate. So tell me, the text to donate.
Darlene.
I mean, if I wanted to text, I'd text. Tell me again. I want to text.
Actually, Larry, I have a funny story. I actually called my great aunt the other day, and I was trying to explain text to donate. And I was saying, in the message area, you type in NBC 2020.
NBC 2020.
NBC 2020, and then you text it to 50155. And she's like, but honey, that's only 5 numbers. I thought a phone number is like 10 numbers. And I'm like, no, this is text to donate. You only need 5 numbers. She's like, I'm telling you, it's not going to work. And it was like, went on for 20 minutes until we finally tested it, and it did work.
And you know what? And this is sort of the issue that's going. We're taking all these people who are not normally these tech-savvy folks, and we're taking them into
we're bringing
2020,
them into the current
into the
age
future,
now, Larry, right?
And
But you know what?
Zooming.
But there's no pressure. I mean, you don't have to text to donate. You can simply go to the website, which is metavivor.org/lightupmbc.
Of course.
And you can just click to donate there if it's easier. Actually, if you would prefer to send by check, you can just...
Do people still do that?
Oh, I know, certain generations
Okay,
love
all right,
checks. So,
all right.
Yes, Larry. So we'll give that as an option as well. You can email lightupmbc@gmail.com. And we will reply with where you can send a check. Again, if you want to send a check,
Do they take cash?
lightupmbc@gmail.com.
Well,
right,
I think we're ready. I think we're ready with Rosalind. Rosalind got back on the Zoom. She's going to take over for us.
Let's go there. We could always go back to Michigan
you
after.
got it. All right, Rosalind. Are you Rosalind, let me ask you a question. Are you familiar with the Zoom? Because we're talking about this and we're trying to get people going on the Zoom. Rosalind, if you could just hit that unmute button so we can all hear you. Everybody, I'm sure, on the broadcast, there are thousands of people watching right now.
There's quite a few
I don't,
people.
maybe
yes.
Rosalind's a little, she's a little
Okay, I think
nervous.
she's on.
Maybe she's a little nervous. I understand.
No, actually, she's not. She's had a professional career in corporate communications.
You ready to go to Rosalind? Here we go.
Okay, here we go.
Rosalind, I remember you. Take it away. This is a good one.
So I'm Rosalind Weston in upstate South Carolina, where we have 3 cities, 4 locations, and 3 billboards all lit up for metastatic breast cancer. And those locations include METAvivor Center in Anderson, South Carolina, 2 locations. The center, or the Cancer Survivors Park, Center for Healing in Greenville, South Carolina, the Liberty Bridge in Greenville, South Carolina, and the BMW Zentrum at BMW Manufacturing in Greer, South Carolina. So now a little bit about my story. I was originally diagnosed in April of 2016 with invasive ductal carcinoma stage 3. 2 surgeries, 8 rounds of chemotherapy, 33 rounds of radiation, and in early 2016, declared cancer-free, a survivor, or a conqueror, as I like to call myself. But despite the best efforts of my amazing medical team at Prisma Health, I'm one of the 30% that has recurrence. So in June of 2019, Dr. Gakoko at Prisma Health, his amazing team, started to notice abnormalities in some blood work, which led to a bunch of tests, which led to a diagnosis of metastatic breast cancer. And so another thing that you should know, so the reason that I'm here is because of that. I'm here to raise awareness, and hopefully that awareness will generate extra dollars, and those dollars then can be used to do research for metastatic breast cancer, and that research will lead to more treatment options for people like me. And the other thing you should know is that 40% of African American women die at a rate 40% higher than any other group. So yeah, that makes this fight really personal for me. So I have one message for metastatic breast cancer, and it's this. You can't win until we quit. You can't win until we quit. We, metastatic breast cancer patients all across the world, we're fierce warriors, and we're never going to quit. So as I wrap up and say goodnight, I want to thank again my amazing team at Prisma Health. I want to thank my amazing community partners, METAvivor in Anderson, South Carolina, the Cancer Survivors Park Alliance in Greenville, South Carolina, the Liberty Bridge in Greenville, South Carolina, and of course, the BMW Zentrum at BMW Manufacturing right here in Greer. So as I leave, I want to remind you to do a couple of things, and that is hit that donate button, because my life and the lives of so many others depend on you. And another thing you should know, that the roads to my state, the great state of South Carolina, are always open, and you are always welcome. So, from BMW Zentrum at BMW Manufacturing in Greer, South Carolina, I'm Rosalind Weston. Thank you, and good night.
Rosalind, amazing. She's incredible.
She's a natural.
Remember we did a rehearsal.
Yes.
She blew me away.
Yes.
She blew me away. These Zoom calls are quite interesting, and we've got a lot of things going on. My producers and my team back there are scrambling to get people and making sure these folks, these wonderful, courageous women and men that are out there at the landmarks are getting their Zoom and their horizontal phone, and they're getting unmuted and doing everything correctly. So it's a bit of a task, but I think we're going to get through it. But
yeah, don't worry, Detroit. We're going to do some things on the side, and
Yeah.
we will get back to Royal Tire. We will get back to you.
Who do we have next?
So next up is the story and journey of an amazing woman named Dee. She has taken this diagnosis and become an advocate. She has raised over $165,000 for metastatic breast cancer research. She is a young mom who needs more research like me to be able to see the milestones in her child's life. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Dee so that you can hear her story in her own words.
Hi, my name is Dee Lakani Shrava, and here I go. I discovered that I had metastatic breast cancer in December of 2015. I was only 39 years old. I didn't even really understand what cancer was, nonetheless, metastatic breast cancer or stage 4 breast cancer. I ended up having a mammogram, and that very same day they asked me to stay for a biopsy. That's when I realized that something was wrong. I didn't even take my husband with me because I just didn't think anything of it, and I thought, oh, if it's a cyst, it happens. A lot of people my age get cysts. It's probably benign. I even had friends tell me it was benign. The gynecologist that I saw even told me that it was probably benign. So I ended up going to the doctor by myself thinking this was nothing. The radiologist handed us a card for a breast surgeon, and I just couldn't believe it. I mean, I did not think that it was possible, even after we were in the waiting room, even after the biopsy. I just thought it was something that probably needed to get removed, that wasn't worth worrying about. And when he handed us a card for a breast surgeon, I was in shock. Decided that I was going to take this head on, and I was going to take an aggressive route, go through chemo, go through the surgery, and everything would be fine. It wasn't until a couple of weeks later, when I had my PET scan, that we got reports back stating that the cancer had gone into my bones. This is called stage 4 or metastatic breast cancer. Again, we found out on a Friday and went into a weekend not understanding what metastatic breast cancer was. I think it was not until Sunday that I Googled it, and I realized that metastatic breast cancer, the words that they were using at the oncologist's office, was actually stage 4 breast cancer. And I just remember the tears flowing from my eyes, not knowing what was going to happen, if I was going to see my daughter's 5th birthday. She was 3 at the time. And it was just probably one of the worst moments of my life. So I ended up doing adriamycin cytoxin, which is otherwise known as the Red Devil, for 3 months. And the next 3 months, this is all in the beginning of 2016, I did Taxol. I took a leave of absence from work, and I actually spent 3 months in bed. The only time I got out of bed was to go to the doctor to get knocked down again. So I went back to work as quickly as I could, and I looked different. I lost my eyelashes, I lost my eyebrows, I lost my hair, I wore a wig, but I just wanted to feel normal again, or just be in what I felt was a normal environment. I used to go to radiation every day. It probably took an hour to an hour and a half out of my already busy day. And towards the end of radiation, my body was so burnt from the radiation that I could not even put on clothes. My back was hurting. I had major fatigue, to the point that it just became impossible to have a career and to have this illness. In the middle of 2017, I had to change medications, my worst nightmare. And although this was only the second medication that I was going on, it was scary because there were no premenopausal medications. So being so young, I realized that this medication would also change my life and my chances of having a second child were over. So I realized then how little out there is for all of us. We need more options, and so much money is being poured into breast cancer, especially in October. But why isn't there enough money being put into medications for stage 4 patients, who are the patients that are dying? No one dies of stage 1, 2, and 3 breast cancer. Stage 1, 2, and 3 breast cancer can be cured with surgery. But stage 4 breast cancer, 114 people, I think that 115 people today die of metastatic breast cancer, and yet there's not enough medications for us. I fundraise for METAvivor, and it's actually become so much more rewarding than even the career I had before. I feel like I'm really making a difference in not only in people's lives, but I feel like I'm contributing to research, and no one knows how badly we need medication. No one knows how badly we need new medications for stage 4 breast cancer patients as we do, as the stage 4 breast cancer community does. This drug was just released, I think it was in 2016 or 2017. And I was put on it in 2017. And if this drug was not available to me, I don't know if I would be here today. Instead, I'm proud to say that I actually have no evidence of disease. It doesn't mean that the cancer is not there, but it's not picked up by a PET scan. I am so fortunate. I have a strong support system, and that stems from ranges from my parents to my husband to my friends to extended family, and just people who have been here for me, who were here for me through chemo, and just people who are constantly supporting everything that I do, fundraising that I do, and just helping out whenever I need it. One thing that I really believe in is don't die before you die. When people are diagnosed with a terminal illness like metastatic breast cancer, they give up. A lot of people give up. I've seen it. And inside, they feel like they've already lost the battle. I don't even believe it's a battle. I just believe that we can't die before we die. In fact, being diagnosed with a terminal illness means you need to live, because you just don't know how much time you have left. And this is where you can make your life the best it's ever been. I've always worked really hard, and being diagnosed made me work less and actually spend more time with people that I love, doing things I love. Worrying doesn't take away tomorrow's problems or issues, but it does take away today's peace. So we've had 3 fundraisers called MetaBash. They've been super successful. I mean, the first year we did not even advertise it. We really didn't market it. I had just told some friends, and some friends told some friends. We formed a small committee, and we ended up raising over $30,000 with no expectations in mind. The second year, we almost doubled that number, and we just did it again. 2020, of course, we planned to have an event, but had to be canceled because of COVID. MetaBash has just been amazing. It's a fun night out. It's on my birthday. Birthdays are so important to stage 4 breast cancer patients because we just don't know if we're going to have another birthday.
All right. Amazing stuff, Dee. That video from Dee, I got to be honest with you. Her passion and her advocacy is so empowering to me. It's like, what can I do for stage 4 metastatic breast cancer? That's what Dee makes me feel like. What can I do? This is one of the things I can do, so I'm here with you.
And I remember you told me that in pre-production you actually learned a lot from what she said in the video.
Correct. And I was learning about her MetaBash that she has, and I'm sure all her MetaBash people from Long Island, New York, are watching tonight, and they didn't get a chance. Just so you understand, they did not get a chance to have an event, a live in person, and donate. So we've also given them that opportunity to do that here. So once again, text to donate. Make sure you text. Tell them again.
NBC 2020 to 50155.
Exactly. So we'll do that. Now, I got really good news. I believe we got Darlene over at Uniroyal in Detroit. So Darlene's there. Darlene, can I hear you? Are you talking with me?
Yeah, it's here.
Absolutely fantastic.
All right.
Go ahead, Darlene.
Okay, I'm Darlene, and I'm here in Allen Park, Michigan. I'm here with my support sister, Mary, and we're standing in front of the beautifully illuminated Uniroyal Tire. And we would like to thank the people of the greater Metro Detroit area for all their support and help, because we were able to secure 14 illuminations this, our first year participating in Light Up NBC, and we really appreciate it. Now, special thanks goes to Gail McLeod, Mayor of Allen Park, for it was actually her idea to light up this Uniroyal Tire. And then to Christian Fisher at Michelin, because when he heard her idea, he made it happen. Now, this tire was not always a motor wheel. Back in 1964, it was built as a Ferris wheel for the New York World's Fair. It is 80 feet tall. It weighs 12 tons, and it used to have 24 gondola cars where the tread is currently now. Those 24 gondola cars during the course of the World's Fair carried over 2 million passengers. Now, when the World's Fair was over in '65, the Ferris wheel was dismantled and transported to Detroit, to the spot where we are standing right now. And over the course of 4 months, it was reassembled into what you see now. It was reinforced with cement and with steel, and it has been standing here since 1966. We're very proud to have this landmark that kind of backs up our nickname as the Motor City. And now I'm going to let you to talk to the birthday girl, Mary, and she will tell you why research funds are desperately needed for metastatic breast cancer. Mary?
Hey, Mary.
Thank
Hey,
you,
Mary,
Darlene,
what's going on?
especially for the birthday wishes. Hi, Mary. And NBC Research is really important to us, as well as all the other metastatic breast cancer people that are fighting this same disease, because there's only a small, limited number of treatments that are available to us. The goal of NBC treatment is to pick the best treatment that you think and hope that it will put the cancer to sleep for a very long time. Unfortunately, the cancer always wakes up, mutates, and gets around the treatment, and then we have to start on to the next treatment. At that point, we hope that it will again put the cancer back to sleep on the next treatment. This cycle continues until there are no more treatments available to us. There's no more treatments to try. And at that point, we go into hospice. We need to have more treatments, better treatments, in order to keep the cancer sleeping so that we can have many, many more years of life. Our lives literally depend on NBC Research. Please help us to live longer.
Incredible, Mary. Thank you for being at Uniroyal in Detroit. And we were able to get you on, and I got to tell you, it was worth it. It was worth all to make sure that you were on the broadcast, and we don't want to miss a thing. So there are other people all around the country, and we will be getting to them. But I want to take you back. I want to take you back to Tammy and I here at Gotham Hall in New York City. We're live here in New York City. We're working with all these wonderful people, all these stage 4 patients that are all over the country.
Yes, and Larry, just to add to that, I think, hopefully everybody watching tonight is not only learning something, but also just being inspired to live each day to its fullest, to appreciate that if you have your health, that anything is possible. And we are so grateful to hear from all these ambassadors and to our sponsors, because it is allowing us to give a voice to this disease. And we thank everyone for hearing our stories.
Tammy is right. She's such an advocate. She wants to make sure she drives that message to you, because this is about raising money. Now, I don't know if we mentioned this yet tonight, but I want to tell you something that I found really important. Stage 4 metastatic breast cancer. Okay, we're talking about sort of the end of the road here. Okay, everybody talks about prevention. Everybody talks about, oh, the NFL is wearing pink sneakers this weekend. Great. This is stage 4, and the research that's needed. Every dollar that you give tonight, and let's try it. Let's click on the button right now, okay? Let's text to donate while I'm talking. Every dollar you give goes directly to the stage 4 research. If I'm not mistaken, at METAvivor, I believe they told me they only have 2 people on staff.
That's correct.
Everyone else is either volunteering or working for a cause, just like you are. And I got to tell you, this is the kind of stuff that means something to me. Yes, we're national tonight. Yes, it's all over the country. But it's really, think about it in a small community, in your community, in Scotch Plains, New Jersey, in my town, in your town. And that's what it's about. But I don't want to get too deep.
We'll hear from the president of METAvivor in a little bit, and she will explain.
I don't want to get too deep.
I don't
want to get too deep. Let's go back to some entertainment.
Absolutely. Well, next up, we have a very special performer. Her name is Bianca Munoz, and she is a 2-time cancer survivor. In fact, she survived not only ovarian cancer, but also breast cancer, and all before the age of 30. So with that, I'm going to let you hear a little bit of inspiration from her in her own words.
Bring it,
Over
Bianca.
to Bianca.
Bring it.
Hi, my name is Bianca Munoz. I am a 26-year-old singer, songwriter, and 2-time cancer survivor. I was first diagnosed with ovarian cancer when I was 11 years old. I had my right ovary removed, went through 6 months of chemo and other surgeries, and then was considered NED until I was 22 when I was diagnosed with breast cancer. I had genetic testing done, and it turns out I have a genetic mutation called TP53, which means that I can get any type of cancer, not just related to the reproductive system. So I had a double mastectomy. I froze some eggs before I started chemo, so I can have the possibility of having my own children. And then I had about a year of cancer treatment and other surgeries, and now I am in active screening for my mutation. And today's actually my birthday. And I can't imagine spending it any other way than raising money for metastatic breast cancer, because if there's no cure for metastatic breast cancer, then there's no cure. So the song I'm about to play is called As You Are, and I wrote it for myself actually. It's a song about self-love and learning how to love myself throughout this entire journey with all of the changes and obstacles thrown my way. And I hope you enjoy. Open up, come as you are. This is love, I'm never far. I did not come to judge you, no, I only wanna love you so. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Open up, come as you are.
but you're down. We're going far. I did not come to judge you, no, I only want to love you so. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Open up, come as you are. I am here. Lift your feet. No, 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 no. I will never leave you. In my heart I'll keep you. So open up, come as you are. This is love. I'm never for. I did not come to judge you. No, I only want to love you so. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Open up, come as you are. Open up, come as you are. This is love. I'm never fall. I did not come to judge you. No, I only want to love you so. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Open up, come as you are.
Thank you, Bianca. That was just so beautiful. And I love the meaning behind the song. I think it's so important to feel comfortable in your own skin. There's a lot of scars that go along with the journey of breast cancer. And we just have to remember that beauty comes from within, through kindness, through giving, and through our attitude on how we live our life. Having said that, I am very excited to introduce the president of METAvivor, Jamil Rivers, who can share with you a little bit about the grant process and how METAvivor is able to give 100% of donations specifically to stage 4 metastatic breast cancer research.
Hi, everyone. I'm here today with Jamil Rivers, and she's in charge of METAvivor research and support. She's actually the president. She's taken a few minutes during our virtual gala to tell you a little bit about what makes METAvivor so special, and how does METAvivor separate themselves from other breast cancer organizations?
Well, I think if you think about just the breast cancer landscape in general, right? For a long time, the methodology has been, let's find it early. Let's find it early. Let's nuke it. Let's treat it. Let's screen for it. Let's find it and then deal with it so that it never has to become metastatic, right? Because metastatic breast cancer is the breast cancer you die from. You don't die from breast cancer in the breast. So for a long time, we've just been thinking, let's nuke it. Let's find it as early as possible. And that's where a lot of the emphasis and treatment and focus and research has gone into, right? But now we know that even with everything being perfect with breast cancer treatment, if you're an earlier stager, you have a 35% chance of becoming metastatic, regardless, right? You could actually be metastatic when you're diagnosed and they're just not aware of it, because of how small sometimes having these cancer tumors being within your bloodstream even. And so I think now we're learning that we have to kind of shift our original thinking and how we've been operating for the past 40 years and learn from research. And so METAvivor is different because it's focusing on all of its research dollars go to metastatic breast cancer research.
I actually heard that. I heard 100% of the funds go directly to research. That's an incredible statistic. Can you please say that again? Because that is something people who donate to charities like this, they want to know that their dollars are going directly to where it goes. So please, let's restate. I can't say that any stronger. That's important. Say that again.
100% of all donations go to metastatic breast cancer research projects. And so we are very transparent. We, account for every dollar that comes into our software. We're audited very extensively. We track all of our projects in accordance to the guidelines. And, check us out on Charity Navigator. We're really transparent, and we make sure that all of our contributions, our fundraising is documented within our financial statements. And we ensure that all of our funding, 100%, goes to metastatic breast cancer research, all of our donations.
Well, could you explain maybe your grant review process and what type of research that you fund?
So annually, we do have a RFA process where researchers can apply to 2 types of opportunities. One for some of the earlier careers and some of the ones that are a bit more seasoned. And so usually sometimes we'll have a particular priority that we're focused on, and we'll share that out. But for the most part, they have to be research projects that are focused on metastatic breast cancer.
Wow. And what are some of these examples of research? What are some, do you know some of these?
Oh, yeah. So now, if you think about liver metastasis, right, and having that growth, being able to target some of the proteins that are expressed with that particular cancer or a mutation in order to stop, that cancer from growing or moving and thriving within the body. And it's less invasive than chemotherapy. We also have some great projects where they're focusing on developing targeted therapies for triple negative, which there really isn't too many options right now. And so really trying to expand what we understand in the tumor microenvironment, where we don't have to have a, bull in the China store, right, where we're using chemotherapy and it's hitting, cancer cells and healthy cells. We can actually hone in and target like a laser, specifically what is making that cancer go and grow all over the body.
You are not only the president, but you are quite the scientist.
Yeah, it's like.
Let me ask you another thing, because I thought it was kind of interesting as I'm reading more and more about it as I learn for this virtual gala that we're putting on.
Mm-hmm.
How much would you say METAvivor has funded through the year? Do you have a number? That's a crazy number, but I wanted to hear it.
I actually have to look that up, but I know it's substantial. But if you think about how we've grown in the past, over 10 years, we're now getting to the point where in 1 year alone, we're awarding up to $5 million in research projects. So, I mean, the fact that we are a volunteer organization, we only have 2 actual paid employees, and that, we're able to grow just from an idea of some metastatic patients that came up with this idea and saw that there was such a deficiency in this area, where we've grown to this point, it's really extraordinary. And, I think that in order for it to be equitable across the board and for us to really make the strides that we need to stop the deaths from breast cancer, we have to up our funding for research across the board anyway. But for metastatic breast cancer, increase it so that it's at least 50% of all breast cancer research funding.
And that's why we're doing this. And that's exactly what we're doing. And we're raising money, and it's so important. And as you can see, to everybody who's watching the broadcast, this is why it's so important. And I want to thank Jamil Rivers for coming on and talking about this in such an eloquent and scientific way as well.
Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Josh Draco, and I'm an attending medical oncologist and breast cancer specialist at Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center. I had the privilege of being supported by a METAvivor Early Career Investigator Award for research I'm conducting on the relationship between the intestinal microbiome and the efficacy or toxicity of immunotherapy in metastatic triple-negative breast cancer. The research would not be taking place without the support of this grant, and I'm incredibly grateful to those who made it possible. I've been particularly impressed by the role the advocates play in the METAvivor organization, and I've had the opportunity to meet some absolutely amazing people throughout my time as a METAvivor grantee. I think the support for patient-driven research is really admirable, and I'm very much looking forward to what's to come in the future. Thanks again to everybody for doing what you do. It's very much appreciated.
Hello, my name is Barbara Fingleton, and I'm a researcher at Vanderbilt University in Nashville, Tennessee. My lab has been working in metastatic breast cancer research for many years now. We are trying to understand how and why metastasis occurs, and we also work on developing new therapeutic approaches. This past year, we've been really grateful to have received funding from METAvivor for a new project in the lab. This funding came through the Orlando Metzgerade and is in memory of Destiny Rivera and Stephanie Sunday. The project that we're working on is testing whether the immune system is similarly active in men and women with metastatic breast cancer. This is an important question since so many new therapies are targeted towards immune activation, and we want to know that these new therapies will work equally well in men and women. I would really like to thank you all for the tireless work you do in raising funds for research. We in the lab are so impressed by your commitment and your passion. We promise to do as much as we can to match that and do the best we can. Thank you.
Once again, another incredible story. When I interviewed Jamil, it started to become apparent to me that these people were so strong, and everybody that I was talking to had this sort of persona that I just was so enamored by. And and I started to reflect back to all our conversations, what we talked about last year for the event we did, the fundraiser we did last year at the James Ward Mansion, which is lighting up tonight. And I said, Tammy epitomizes this persona. So I really would love to, what is your inspiration? What's making you such an advocate? What drives you?
Oh, well, Larry, I guess it's a number of things, but I think that it's just so important to live life with purpose, right? And when I got this diagnosis, I said, well, I can't change that I have it, but I can choose how I want to live my life. And I do this because I want my children to not have to live with this disease. And for your children, I do it because there was a medication approved 3 months before my diagnosis that is saving my life. And the people before me did it for me, and I'm doing it for the future, because in research, there always has to be a pipeline. And that's really why I do it. I do it for the future and the future generations. Right now, we know it takes about 7 years for research to go from mouse to market, which is way too long in my opinion. Maybe they can take some advice from the COVID scientists and get it sped up a bit. But yeah, I primarily advocate for the future generations.
Wow. Once again, Tammy, you astound me, and I am so... Like I said, I'm so empowered by these women and these men and these people that are suffering. And when you come to this advocacy side, I can see that you have a purpose. You've made this a purpose. So there's so much more to say about this, but I do want to take you almost outside our building, right here in New York City. Let's go to more Zooms because they're so much fun.
Yeah.
And we're making stars out of our Zoom callers. And I believe Kelly is out there in front of the Morgan Stanley building on Broadway in Midtown. Kelly, are you there? Can I hear you?
Hi.
Are you with TJ? Are you with TJ also?
I'm with TJ. Yes.
Wow. Okay. All right. Kelly, come on. Just tell us your story. Tell me what's going on.
So I'll just tell you that there's a rotation of ads now. So in a few minutes, the METAvivor one will be back up and running. So it'll be good. But I'm here outside the Morgan Stanley building, and I want to give a big shout out to my husband, TJ, who works at Morgan Stanley and helped make this happen. And I want to thank everyone at Morgan Stanley for helping to participate in this event. It's very special to me because I was diagnosed last year at 39. with metastatic breast cancer. I had some back pain and I felt a small lump on my breast. So I went to my doctor. She felt the lump, and I was nursing at the time, and she thought that it was a clogged milk duct, but ordered an x-ray for my pain, and the x-ray was concerning for some lesions. And after an extensive workup, I was ultimately diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer that had spread already to my liver and multiple bones. I'm stable today, thank God, and I'm thankful to be here, and I'm hopeful that I'll get to see my 5-year-old son and my 3-year-old daughter grow up. Um, sorry. There are brilliant researchers in the world, and they see back up and running now. There are brilliant researchers in the world, and many of them are passionate about curing breast cancer. And unfortunately, research is expensive and they need money. So please consider donating to METAvivor to help turn breast cancer from a terminal illness into a chronic illness. 40 years ago, AIDS was considered a death sentence and you died shortly after being diagnosed with it. But now it's a chronic illness and people live near normal life expectancies thanks to research and advances in medicine. So please help us do the same for breast cancer so that women like you've been seeing tonight can live to spend more time with their families. Thank you.
There is no more truer and heartfelt statement than that right there. She sums up our whole broadcast tonight. You're helping. Donate. Text to donate right now. This is all. This is what we're doing. It's straight to the point.
And I think just what's interesting that not many people always realize is just that metastatic breast cancer can be invisible. And, you know, people out there are dealing with so many different types of invisible illnesses. And I think that's so important to keep in mind, whether it's a mental illness or just you just never know the stress and the different things that people are dealing with, you know, in their lives. And, you know, sometimes when people look really sick, they're actually healthier than people with stage 4 metastatic breast cancer who only have this life expectancy of 2 to 3 years. And that's really why the research is so important.
You know, it's something I've noticed. I keep speaking to these folks that I've been interviewing and researching and yourself. I mean, Tammy,
okay.
You look great. I mean, everybody looks great. Jamil looks great. All the people you're going to see.
Well, that's the thing. You know, everyone out there, all the Light Up NBC ambassadors are amazing, but they're also on this metastatic journey. So next, we would love to take it to a very iconic New York City building, thanks to the Durst organization. Do I have Patricia there? Okay, are you at One World Trade Center?
Patricia, this is a highlight for me. This is a highlight for me. I can't wait.
Beautiful. Do I look okay? Does everything look okay?
Beautiful. Perfect.
Go ahead. I think your daughter's with you too.
Yes.
We'd love to hear your story, Patricia.
Hi, good evening. My name is Patricia, and I live here in New York City. I'm here at the World Trade Center, and you see those beautiful colors up there? They symbolize healing, renewal, spirituality for metastatic breast cancer. I worked in this area for 24 years, before 9/11 and after 9/11. So I have a lot of memories here that I would cherish forever. My journey with breast cancer began 7 years ago at the age of 48 when I was diagnosed with stage 2 breast cancer. After 38 treatments, radiation, and a lumpectomy, I thought I was cancer free. But 2 years later, at the age of 50, I went to the emergency room with an abdomen in my pain, and after a CT scan, the doctors found my breast cancer had metastasized to my liver, my lungs, and my chest lymph nodes, which meant I was now stage 4. I was devastated and started preparing for my death. As I started learning about my disease, research indicated that many women live long with this disease, but also indicated that 42,000 women die from this per year. So, thanks to the research and clinical trials, that were available at the time of my diagnosis, I was able to be here today, 4 years and 7 months later. There's no cure for metastatic breast cancer. We need to fund the researchers to continue for a search for a cure. I am a mother to my 2 daughters. I want to continue to see them get married and one day see them have children. I am a wife to my best friend and the best caregiver I know. So I will continue to try to survive. Don't ignore stage 4. Please donate. Thank you.
Thank you again so much. And at one of the most iconic places in the world, right here in New York City. And again, we're going to be in 50 states tonight. We're able to bring you, 20, 25 different places. We're going to have great people. They're waiting on the broadcast. But I will say, we have something a little special for you tonight. On our broadcast is a very beautiful young lady who's right here with us inside Gotham Hall. So she's inside Gotham Hall. She's going to show you how we light up these venues and light up these landmarks, and she's going to take you on a tour as she goes outside onto the street and shows you Gotham Hall lighting up for us. Erin, are you with us?
I'm with you. Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you. Can you see us? I mean, she's like way down there in this beautiful grand ballroom, and she looks terrific out there. Erin, if you don't mind, maybe you can take us outside and tell us your story.
Yeah, I'd love to. And I'm also so honored to be here. My husband's actually co-producing and directing this event, and so to be able to be here to tell my mom's story really means a lot. So whilst I stroll out to the lights, I'll tell you guys all about my mom. She was diagnosed in 2003 with breast cancer. Had a mastectomy, went into remission, and about 5 years later, when she was cancer-free, she got her first and only tattoo. And then in the summer of 2015, she was having a lot of back issues. She and my dad had gone on a really long motorcycle trip for a week and a half. She'd cracked a rib. And so my dad was suspicious about things, but my mom wasn't really worried about it. And then in December of 2015, my mom was having a lot more back pain. And so then January of 2016, actually the day after my wedding, is when she told me that she'd been diagnosed with stage 4 metastatic breast cancer. And it was terrifying and a shock, and we didn't know what options were yet or what was going to happen. So she started out on the chemo pill for about the first 3.5 years. And then in the spring of 2019, she started the chemo drip. And then, unfortunately, when that stopped working, they had to start hospice care in December of 2019. And I think she really just wanted to stay around for the holidays. And unfortunately, we lost her on January 4th of this year. And I miss her every single day. And this organization means so much to raise awareness, to do more research, to have more treatments, and to just raise money and donate. So I'm so honored to be here. I'm so honored to hear these stories. And everybody here is such an inspiration. And I think you're all so brave. So thank you so much for having me tonight.
Erin, thanks for being with us here tonight. And said our co-producer here at the show, my partner here putting this production on, is behind the scenes, and he's working the cameras. And I will tell you, it has been such a mission for him to be a part of this and working with Tammy. And he's been brought to tears a few times during the preparations and now during the broadcast in honor of your mom and everyone else that is suffering and the patients that are going through this. So we appreciate you coming out and be a part of the show tonight.
And Larry, when I first hired your firm to help us with this production, I had no idea that someone that you worked with actually was affected, and that Erin's
isn't that the
mom
whole story?
had passed away, and well, that is the whole story. That everybody knows someone, and that Unfortunately, 30% of the time, the early stage breast cancers are returning as stage 4. And that's why we're doing this show, because we want to find a cure for stage 4 so we can cure all the stages.
I love it. I love
And
it.
with that, we have a really exciting next stop on the journey here.
One of my favorites. One of my favorites.
We're going to take you over to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Cleveland.
Cleveland rocks.
Exactly. Do we have Alice there on the line?
Buddy, it's
There
Alice
she
Sanford
is.
at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Cleveland, Ohio. Woo! I'd like to thank the city of Cleveland, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Terminal Tower, and Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse for lighting up in metastatic colors for us today. My story is a little different. I was diagnosed de novo, so that means that my first diagnosis was metastatic in March of 2015. Research is so important to me because I was actually put on a drug that was fast-tracked through the FDA. So without that drug, I don't think I'd still be here. So research is very, very important. Eventually we'll run out of treatments, so we really need the research. I'd also like to dedicate this night to 3 beautiful women that are not here with us today. Carol, Dee Dee, and Lindsay, we love you. And we're doing this for you as well, and I'm happy to have their family members here with us today. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you being there, and I understand you have a crew of people out there with you, as well as Kate from the METAvivor board. And Kate put a lot of hard work into this project, so we appreciate that. I don't want to forget to mention that. And I just want to take a moment to recognize someone very special in this broadcast. Her name is Allison Aquino Fazzolari, and she has been instrumental to being able to create this campaign. She volunteered with us for More Fight, More Strong. You've seen her with the Light Up NBC ambassadors. She is behind the scenes, and if I could just have a big slide shouting her name, I would just do that now, because I couldn't have done this without her. And Allison, I just want you to know how much I appreciate you. Having said that, we're going to go back into the entertainment aspect, and we're going to take you over to a very talented musician. His name is Jason Liebman, and he also happens to be the best teacher for guitar lessons. A little side note, he's actually teaching my daughter, and she already knows a song in like 6 lessons. So with that, enjoy, and let's hear Jason Liebman.
Hi, my name is Jason Liebman. I'm honored to be asked to participate in Light Up NBC. I have friends and family who have fought metastatic breast cancer, other forms of cancer. Knock on wood, they've all managed to overcome the disease and tell their story, but I know others haven't been quite so lucky. And we just want to know that those people who are still fighting, who are still in the fight, that they're not alone, and that people are out there thinking of them and hoping for the best. And this song is a song of mine called Some Things. It's about finding the silver lining in things and being optimistic, and I hope you guys dig it. Some things will never be good enough, maybe that's fine. Some things will never
Once again, incredible talent tonight. I mean, that is my business. I'm in charge of talent and entertainment, and we have some extraordinary people. You've brought in some great local talent that has exploded, and I hope they get some great exposure from this. And of course, before with David Bryan, and we got a couple of surprises coming up and something really special. This is going incredibly well. Everybody is hitting up on Facebook. The comments are going exploding. Everybody, you can read the comments. They're just going crazy. People are donating. The numbers are astronomical. I mean, I did not even know we were going to do this well. I got to be honest.
Actually, I just got a text. It's up over $30,000 already.
That's incredible.
Which is great.
Wait, somebody donated $30,000?
Oh, well, that would be great.
Well, listen, I got to be honest with you. A lot of people, when they watch their screens at home, whether it's an iPad or a TV screen or whatever you're watching, you think you're watching network television. We are a team of 5 here today, okay? So we're a team of 5 people, and we're working with people all around, and we're trying to make this Zoom thing work. We don't have a lot of gadgets and whistles and all kinds of crazy stuff. We're working with real people that want to support the cause, people who are advocates, people who want to get the message out there, want to share their story. They're so courageous. And basically, we're hoping that you get the feeling that this is sort of a local, small community feeling that has national exposure tonight. So I just want to make you all aware of it. We're here, we're doing our thing, we're making sure you're a part of it, and we're bringing this to you. And Tammy, once again, I got to thank you for bringing us in. This was a terrific idea, and I'm so glad we're able to do it for you.
Us too. Again, hope you're finding it to be an inspiring evening. And the woman who is up next just has a phenomenal story. I can't tell better than she does, so I'm going to turn it over pretty quickly. But her name is Adiba Barney. She actually is coming out with a book called When Life Hands You Cactuses, Make Margaritas.
Yes.
It has the 8 secret ingredients for, coping and choosing life every single day. And with that, let's hear from Adiba herself.
The sirens went off. Hurry, hide. My mom, super pregnant with me and almost ready to burst, held my father's hand as he held my brother in his arms. Together, they ran for shelter as the bombs steadily rained down. The shelter was across the street and 2 floors underground from the house we had called home. We lived underground for weeks, sometimes months at a time. During those times, living underground was the only way we could survive. It was October 23rd, 1977 in Beirut, Lebanon, and the civil war had already been going on for 2 years. Holy shit, my mother's water breaks. What happens next? Hi everyone, my name is Adiba Barney. Thank you so much, Larry and Tammy, and thank you for taking time out of your day to join me for this session. I just read you a tiny bit of the prologue from my book titled When Life Hands You Cactuses, Make Margaritas. If you want to know what happens next, it's being published on Amazon on my birthday, October 23rd. So, the book highlights my life's journey and the many ups and downs I've experienced in life from the day I was born as a child of war in Lebanon through today, a 42-year-old mom living with a deadly stage 4 metastatic breast cancer. Among many other things, it's about how I survived early stage breast cancer twice by the age of 30. My first diagnosis was at age 27, only to receive the death sentence, metastatic breast cancer, at age 37 in early 2015. You see, young people get breast cancer too, and being cleared 5 years after finishing early stage treatment, unfortunately, is not a guarantee of not getting stage 4 eventually. Mine came 7 years after, and I had not had a single body scan during that whole time, only the standard mammogram follow-ups. That is not okay. No matter your age or what stage you're in, always advocate for yourself and make sure you are taken seriously. Throughout the whole book, you'll also follow my 15-year struggle with infertility and my tremendous longing for a child. Finally, with 3 embryos of our own, and thanks to our superhero surrogate Misha, I became a mother at last to my precious, precious son Alex just 2 years ago. Throughout the years, I've learned how to handle these challenges. I've learned how to survive and thrive from them instead of just laying down and giving up. So most of you have heard the word breast cancer survivor. I am not a breast cancer survivor, and I don't like when people call me that either. I personally call myself a cancer lifer. See, I'm never going to survive this deadly incurable disease, but I can choose how to live with it, how to make it part of my everyday life without losing my love for living, until the day I take my last breath. In my book, I've also included 8 margarita ingredients that have helped me persevere and thrive in life despite all the hardship. And I hope that they can help you on your own journey of life. One of those ingredients are fear. So I've always been called fearless, but that's not really true. I'm not fearless. Everyone has fear. Everyone should have fear. Without fear, how do we feel? How do we get hurt? How do we get excited? How do we feel joy and accomplishment for conquering that fear? Fear is extremely important to feel to truly live. However, many people let the feel of fear keep them from doing extraordinary things. Many people let the fear of failure keep them from achieving great success. But by failing and getting up again, you move on to the next level on the journey of your life. You discover parts of yourself you didn't even know. You discover you can achieve way more than you thought you were capable of. I have not let fear stand in the way of living my life the way I want it. However, dealing with the fear of dying is definitely the toughest fear I've ever had to deal with. It is super scary to carry an incurable terminal disease that I know I only have an 11% chance to live 5 more years. To not ever really know where the cancer cells are more active, what part of my body is going to be under attack next. I live from scan to scan every 3 months, treatment to treatment, until there are no more treatments available. But I'm not going to let that fear stop me from living and enjoy the time I have left on this planet. I'm not dead yet. I deal with my fear of dying by feeling it, accepting it, telling it, I know you're there, but I don't have time for you right now. I'm too busy living. I put it in a box, I close the lid, and I place it far in the back on a shelf. And I say, feel the fear and do it anyway. So I love being a patient advocate for the metastatic breast cancer community. It's very therapeutic for me and gives me a great purpose in life. I also want my son to know that his mama did everything in her power to not die from this horrific disease. I want him to know that. 90 days ago, I started a metastatic breast cancer knowledge campaign in my social media channels called #NoMBC, KNOWMBC. It is 100 days of honest, raw facts about how it is to really live with metastatic breast cancer on a day-to-day basis, both physically and emotionally. You see, before I die, I want to make sure that I have done everything I can to create more awareness and knowledge about metastatic breast cancer and raised a lot of funds for research. In fact, all the profits from my book go to metastatic breast cancer research. See, knowledge is power and research is everything. So make sure your pink dollars go to metastatic breast cancer research. That research will create new treatments for us. And that is the only way we're gonna live longer and see our children grow up. Thank you.
And we're back. Another amazing content, another amazing video. Thank you so much again. Let's just remind you, Tammy was telling me that some people are donating and we're doing a good job with that and we're getting so much support. But let's play a little game here, okay? Let's play a little game here. I know you probably donated already. Maybe you're doing some other things in the house, maybe the laundry, maybe the kids have questions. Maybe it's a little late, you're putting the kids to sleep. It doesn't really matter. Come back in focus here, get back where we are, and take out your phone and hit that text button. Remember, it's MBC 2020, and text that to 50155. Let's all do it together, and I'll get another update in a couple of minutes, and I'll come back to you. I really want to see some big dollars here, and I want to see if I can hit big numbers tonight, okay? Because I have a little bit of a reputation as a guy who can get that done. So anyway, let me take you to the next part of our show. So We've had some amazing talent, whether it's local or some celebrity talent. David Bryan from his Broadway show, Diana. This guy coming up next is a true highlight of the night. So Adiba was talking about fearless, and she was talking about, going through this whole process and being fearless. And John Resnick of the Goo Goo Dolls, the lead singer of the Goo Goo Dolls, he has a song about being fearless. And when we told John about his song, he was excited to make a personal introduction to NBC, to hashtag Light Up NBC. He was so excited to come on the show and do this for us. He did it. He went into his own studio and he did his own recording. And I want to share it with you tonight. I'm really excited. John Resnick from the Goo Goo Dolls.
Hi, I'm John from the Goo Goo Dolls, and I'm so happy to be part of hashtag Light Up NBC to help shine a light on metastatic breast cancer. We were talking about fearlessness and facing your fears. And, somebody asked me, do you have any advice for people who are facing their fears? And I'm like, nope. And other than find like-minded people and go where the love is and be with people who understand what you're going through. Facing your fears alone is almost insurmountable. But when you find people who understand what you're going through, or at least people that really love you, and they can help you through what's going on. That's the most important thing, right?
Behind every fear there's a light told. Spend most of my life trying to let go. The more you love, the more you bleed. Some days will be harder than others, so we gotta lean on each other. Hands in the air, hearts on our sleeves. We're living in a world unfair. We're living in a world so scared. We gotta be fearless, fearless. We're brave enough to feel this, feel this. We're running down our demons, demons. No doubts around it, I finally found it. Fearless, fearless. I never thought I'd feel this, feel this. I finally believe it, believe it. No doubts around it, I finally found it. I can't be myself if I'm hiding. If I'm not living, I'm dying. I can't be what I don't know. I'm tearing apart all the labels, throwing my luck on the table. And if I lose, I won't go home. 'Cause you're living in a world unfair. We're living in a world so scared. We gotta be fearless, fearless. We're brave enough to feel this, feel this. We're running down our demons, demons. No doubts around it, I finally found it. Fearless, fearless. I never thought I'd feel this, feel this. I finally believe it, believe it. No doubts around it, I finally found it. Hold it close, don't ever let it go. I can feel the light inside. Hold it up so that everybody knows now is not the time to hide. 'Cause we're living in a world unfair. We're living in a world so scared. We gotta be fearless, fearless. We're brave enough to feel it, feel this. We're running down our demons, demons. No doubt surrounded, I finally found it. Fearless, fearless. I never thought I'd feel this, feel this. I finally believe it. No doubt surrounded, I finally found it.
Ford has been supporting the fight against breast cancer for over 25 years. Today, Ford Warriors in Pink moves patients and survivors with actions that give them what they really need: more good days. We share laughs and surprises, visit treatment centers, and give rides to patients. We even design custom apparel to support the cause. Most of all, we help warriors feel good with moments of hope, inspiration, and triumph.
That was so amazing, and I hope that you all feel like you can work through your fears, and that you can just think about the gratitude that you can find in every day. And with that, I want to take us over to Philadelphia to hear from Eric, who will speak a little bit about a woman named Erica who's been very inspiring to me on her journey. Eric, are you there? Hi, Eric.
In one of my favorite cities.
It's a beautiful city. We're very proud of it. Hi, everyone. My name's Eric Morgan, and I'm in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, standing in front of the beautiful and historic Boathouse Row. I'm so proud that 12 landmarks in Philadelphia, from Boathouse Row to the Benjamin Franklin Bridge, and from Lincoln Financial Field to the Philadelphia International Airport, joined the hashtag #LightUpMBC campaign tonight and lit in the colors of metastatic breast cancer ribbon and raise awareness for metastatic breast cancer. On a personal note, my family and I want to send our love and best wishes to our beautiful cousin, Erica Griffiths, as she continues to endure the challenges of MBC. Erica, you are the strongest, bravest person we know. And we know that research is what can save your life and many others. And that's why I'm here tonight. And we love you.
Amazing. Thank you, Eric. Thank you for being out there tonight and hanging out and doing what's right here tonight in Philadelphia. That's what people from Philadelphia do. And thank you so much for representing and being part of this.
And Erica, I'm sending you special healing thoughts as well.
Awesome. Amazing. I do believe that we're going to get more people on the Zoom. Patty, I believe, is in
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh. So we're staying in Pennsylvania. That's cool. We'll stay in Pennsylvania. We've got Patty on the line. Patty, I'm wondering, can you hear me? I'm wondering, because let me tell you, these Zoom calls, like I said, they're a little bit interesting. We're like hoping that people's, their battery on their phone is working. It sounds like we got Patty on the line. Did I hear right?
Let's see.
Yes. Yes.
How are you guys doing tonight?
Well, we're trying to raise some money, and we're helping you guys out, and we're doing what's right. I got Tammy here, and she's killing it on the broadcast, and we want to hear what you have to say.
Okay, great. Well, my name is Patty Stow, and I'm the Light Up NBC ambassador for Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, home of the 2021 inaugural Pittsburgh Masquerade to benefit METAvivor. Tonight we're up on Mount Washington so that you can overlook the beautiful city of Pittsburgh, because we were able to get 8 landmarks to light up to bring awareness to metastatic breast cancer and awareness that we need more funding and more research. We are really excited to be part of Light Up NBC. We're honored to be partnering with METAvivor to raise funds for research, and we are super proud to be from Pittsburgh. We have some of our friends and drivers and survivors and allies and advocates with us tonight, braving the wind up here up on top of Mount Washington. So we wanted to make sure that you got to see them tonight too.
Wow, you really lit up the skyline there.
Yeah, isn't it a beautiful sky? I think it's one of the most beautiful in the world.
Hi, and my name is Mary Mullen, and I'm a co-chair of the 2021 Pittsburgh Masquerade. And raising awareness for MBC and funds for METAvivor is really important to me, because I have been battling I have been living with metastatic breast cancer for 9 years. And through the time, I have met many people who themselves have been fighting as well. And many of us are helped us to plan this event coming up, who are no longer with us. In the 2 years since we started planning, we have lost 7 members of our committee, which is a lot. 7 members in 2 years. So it's, yeah, too many. It's very important that we raise funds for metastatic breast cancer. It's very critical.
So we're going to step out of the picture just so you can enjoy our skyline for a minute, and we'll keep talking a little bit. Everybody's aware by now that breast cancer affects 1 in 8 women. And we're all aware by now that we need to do our self-exams and our mammograms. But the new focus on awareness needs to be that every day 115 people are dying in the United States alone from metastatic breast cancer. And there isn't a cure. Would you be surprised to hear that only 5% of the funds raised for breast cancer go to researching metastatic breast cancer? People who are aware of those startling facts, maybe more of the organizations raising money during Pinktober would start directing their donations to organizations like METAvivor, whose 100% of their focus is on research needed to make metastatic breast cancer a manageable diagnosis instead of what it is today. So thanks for coming into Pittsburgh with us. Here's our group, and we just want to say thank you.
Yay, Pittsburgh!
You have a wonderful group there, and thank you for all your hard work in securing a lot of those landmarks. And you know, something you said really strikes home for me, and that is just the loss of so many friends to this disease. I think that it's one of the hardest parts about living with MBC is we meet these amazing people on our journey along the way, and a lot of them, you know, don't pass that 2 to 3 year mark. And, you know, there's 115 people that will die today of metastatic breast cancer. And that's why over 115 landmarks are lighting around the country. And I just want to say, you know, personally, I miss every single day my friend Monica Zealand Hill, Chris Fierro, and Tiffany Cow-Faust, you know, and there's just, you know, so many people. Larry, we were just talking tonight about the owner of Gotham Hall, right?
Just before we went on the broadcast, I was speaking to my friend at Gotham Hall who has generously donated this amazing venue, and he's been right there by my side through this whole pandemic and generously put us in this place. And tonight, he actually said to me, please make a mention to Yetta Jaworski. She passed today. She's one of the 115 that passed today. And when I got that word, and it sort of stopped me in my tracks. And Tammy,
and that's the thing, right? I mean, we all know somebody. Yeah. And when you asked me before why I do this, that's why I do this, because their families deserved more time with those people. So we are raising lots of dollars tonight, which is great.
Let's work with the living. Let's work with
the people we're excited actually to take you to the next town, because this is a town very close to my heart, very close to Scotch Plains actually. We're going to take you to the town of Westfield, New Jersey.
Westfield.
And I'd like to bring on Kristen Lichtenthal.
Kristen, are you with us? Nice.
Hi, are you there with your son Jonah?
I'm here with Jonah. We're in front of the James Ward Mansion. We're actually on the John Ward truck right in front of the James Ward Mansion in beautiful downtown Westfield.
Oh wow! I remember talking to Jonah in rehearsal. That's right. He's got a great story about this night.
Yes, we are here. I'm here tonight to support all those living with metastatic breast cancer. This disease took my mom. She was first diagnosed in 1981. It recurred in 1984 and 1997. And then in 2006, it came back as metastatic breast cancer. She lived until 2011. She was 6 weeks shy of her 60th birthday and just 3 weeks shy of my parents' 40th wedding anniversary. She meant everything to me. So I am proud to be here for her and for my husband's aunt, who was my aunt, who unfortunately we lost in January of this year. And I am also here to support my good friend and warrior, Tammy Bowling. I am so proud of you and so impressed by you. So I'm here for you and all of those living with metastatic breast cancer. And I'm here with my son Jonah, who will tell you why he's here.
So this year for my bar mitzvah project, I decided to raise money for METAvivors in New Jersey. This organization means so much to me because both my grandma and my aunt both died of metastatic breast cancer. And so far, I've raised over $8,000.
Yes!
That is incredible. Did you hear that? 13 years old, he raised over $8,000 for METAvivor. Amazing.
And we're doing a Kahoot trivia night on Friday for a winner.
Right, to help your friends learn a little more too, right?
Exactly.
Amazing, amazing. Well, such an awesome job, you guys.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for being there. And thank you so much to the James Ward Mansion, who has generously donated their space to host my fundraisers in the past, and just continues to support metastatic breast cancer and the cause, which I truly appreciate.
It's incredible what we're doing tonight to connect with these families, and I hear the stories, and yeah, everybody's got their own story. It's a bit of a version of the story that we all know. We need more research to figure out how we're going to defeat stage 4 cancer, because as you hear, stage 4 cancer means we're coming.
We need more treatment options.
Right.
That's the bottom line,
And
right? We need more treatment options.
We need the money for the donations. We need the research, and it has to happen. And I know everybody's caught up in all this other money, and everybody's sending their money over to different,
Well, with
obviously,
COVID,
with
it's been
COVID and the
especially
pandemic.
tough.
So everybody's been like sort of cutting into our funds.
Yeah.
So that's why these virtuals are so important, because we found a way to connect with you. So once again, I'm going to say, yeah, we're here. We got somebody on the line. This is fantastic.
Yes,
So-
I think we do have another actually
I
ambassador
love it.
right
I
now.
love it. Here we go. All right.
That's
terrific. All right, so we're going out to, where are we going, Alex? Just tell me. Chicago.
Lynn and Nisha, you guys both there?
Hey, guys. How are you?
Okay, yes.
Is it cold in Chicago tonight?
It's getting cold and it's very windy. The wind.
All right, good thing we're not doing this in December.
Thank you.
Go ahead. We'd love to hear from you.
Okay, well, first, I just want to say that I am very honored to be one of the faces of metastatic breast cancer here today. I'm standing or sitting in front of the Wrigley Building. Can you see that in the background? It's located on the Magnificent Mile in beautiful, windy Chicago. And I'm really sorry, Larry, that it's not Wrigley Field, but I think we can work on that for next year. I'm here with my new MBC friend, Nisha, and her husband, and my daughter, Andrea, and my husband, Jim. I was diagnosed with stage 1 breast cancer about 12 years ago. I was 47 years old. I had a lumpectomy, some radiation, 5 years of tamoxifen, and I was cured, I thought. So imagine my surprise 2.5 years ago when I was diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer that had metastasized to my bones, a lot of my bones. I had been misdiagnosed as having arthritis for 18 months to 2 years. I was told my pain was just part of getting older too. As a face of MBC, I know that I don't look sick, but the cancer cells inside me are wreaking havoc. MBC does not care how old you are, how much money you make, what color your skin is, how much your family needs you. Metastatic breast cancer doesn't discriminate. If it can happen to me, it can happen to you. I had no risk factors whatsoever. But really, I want this funding and this research, not as much for me, but for all of our children and all of our grandchildren. I don't want anyone else to have to feel the fear and the uncertainty of having metastatic breast cancer. People who donate to the pink funds think that they're donating to help me. They'll tell me, I donated to so-and-so, in your honor. And it's hard to tell them that money's not going to me. It's not going to stage 4. It's going to the lower stages that already kind of have a cure. Funding needs to be directed to places like METAvivor so that it all, 100% of it goes to helping us find more treatments, hopefully a cure, hopefully keeping cancer from metastasizing. So I just want to say that I appreciate everyone who has donated. I have a lot of friends and family that have donated to METAvivor, and a lot of people who are just very supportive in general. Special thanks to my friends and my family and to my oncologist, Dr. Mark Kozlov. And I have Nisha here too.
Hi.
Love to hear from Nisha. Hey, Nisha.
Hi. I'm not sure. Can you hear me?
Yes, coming through loud and clear. Nisha, you're in Chicago also, and I understand, that it's a great night in Chicago. Like a little windy, of course, because that's Chicago. But we're hoping to hear your story as well, and once again, light up the world, light up for NBC, and that's what we're looking for.
Building, unfortunately, it's not lit up. But there are a lot of buildings around us lit up in pink with the ribbons. So
there you go.
Yeah, it feels good.
Did you have a building across the street that was lighting up in all three colors?
Oh, John Hancock. So it's not across the street. It's a little bit further.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we would have to.
Well, you can just share with us what you wanted to share about your story.
Okay. So I was initially diagnosed stage 3 in 2018 as at the age of 37. And then exactly a year later, I was diagnosed with brain mets. So that was in August 2019. And I had my craniotomy, I had my brain radiation, and now I am on Kadcyla, which is a infusion. And I strongly believe that if we can cure stage 4, then we can cure all stages. And it shouldn't just be to give us a few extra years. It needs to be a cure. And it's going to benefit everyone, not just us.
Amazing. Once again, thanks for being out there in Chicago. Like I said, guys, this is live TV, and, we may have things working. We may have things, a little complicated, but we'll get it all done for you. Listen, we talked about it before. We did a hashtag #LightUpNBC, and you guys listened. It's amazing. People are posting and posting. They're putting up themselves watching the broadcast. They're putting up things. I mean, the word is out. This is happening. Light Up NBC is an event. It's going to be something. Now, we're building something, okay? Because it's not just going to be this year. We're building something for future. This is how you get to your goal, okay? We're not going to complete our goal.
Well, actually, I just heard amazing news about our goal. So we want to raise $100,000 tonight to fund a research grant. And with the sponsors and what everyone has donated so far, we're at $74,000. Woohoo! So we need about 26,000 more.
Okay, so let's do another one of those.
We're on our way to that goal.
Let's do another one of those text things.
NBC 2020 to
NBC
50155.
2020 to 50155. And who was it? Your aunt who didn't figure it out?
I
But
think everyone
she's got
knows how
it
to do it now. Yeah,
I got it. I'm
apparently
gonna do
we've
it
got a
also.
lot in. Anyway, let's take it over to Instagram.
Do we got some Instagram
If we
stuff? What
have
do we got?
that.
We got pictures up. It's awesome. I know.
Oh, you saw the
I gotta be honest
Instagram
with you.
pictures.
The pictures, I can't.
Perfect.
We can't see them here live in Gotham Hall. I see Gotham Hall. I'm hearing New York City outside. The hustle and the bustle is back in New York City.
Well, I think Alex has something else that he wants to take us over to.
Yeah, I think Alex has a message from Pfizer actually. So we want to bring that message from one of our special. One of our special sponsors. That's hard to say. That's all right.
Say it 10 times.
Thank you, Pfizer. Thank you, Pfizer. Thank you again for being one of our major sponsors here tonight. Tammy, I got to take this one. I'm sorry. I got to take this one. So Tammy introduces me to a male breast cancer patient, and I met Kirby, and I must tell you, I was on the phone with Kirby for what was supposed to be a 5-minute interview, and it was Tammy was on the phone, and I was like, you guys were on the phone for like 45 minutes, and we ended up talking about fly fishing. I don't know what this Brooklyn kid is talking about fly fishing. What do I know about fly fishing? But I was in Jackson Hole doing fly fishing at one time. Kirby was telling me about it. We had such a great time. This guy is his soul is so right, and he's bringing a message that I really want you to listen to. The way he found out, what he's done about it. And just simply the fact that male breast cancer is a thing. It's not something that you can hide under a rug. This is a thing. And Kirby, I want to thank you for your generosity and your honesty.
You discover you had MBC.
Well, now MBC is a dual term.
Yes.
The male breast cancer or metastatic breast cancer.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
So when I discovered that I had a male breast cancer was in 2012, and I was in bed at night. I had been suffering from a cold and a persistent cough, and to be honest, I really discredited it as allergies, nothing more. And about 11:30 that night, I started coughing, and I sat up in bed and I grabbed my chest. And when I did, I discovered a lump. And so I woke her up and she said, "What is wrong?" And I said, "Well, I've got a lump in my breast and I think it's breast cancer." And she says, "Oh, for God's sakes." She said, "You've got breast cancer. I've got prostate cancer. Now go back to sleep." Sadly enough, of course, mine was breast cancer. And thankfully, hers was not prostate cancer.
You do have a great sense of humor.
It would have certainly changed the dynamics of our relationship. I knew right away that I had to be a loud voice for advocacy. I knew, and my wife said, she said from the beginning, she said, "Well, I knew you'd want to talk to everybody about it." Nobody wants to be around people that are dying. And that's another thing that happens. It's another common occurrence when you have cancer, and even early stage 1, 2, 3. Nobody dies of stage 1, 2, and 3, by the way. They only die of metastasis.
Right.
Learning how to live with cancer, I think it's very valuable to realize what we have to offer and what we have to give back.
What are the steps that you're taking in advocacy to increase awareness about male breast cancer?
When I talk to men through the Male Breast Cancer Coalition that have been referred to me or want to talk or what have you, some of them are really, really depressed about things. They really, they feel so isolated. And isolation is a major portion of a cancer diagnosis. And I'll tell you, you're not alone. It doesn't matter if you're male breast cancer or whatever type of cancer. It doesn't matter if you're female. There's that sense of isolation that exists. And I think it's a natural occurrence. And the biggest thing is you've got to figure out some way to focus, to cope, and to get beyond that and what really is important in your life. And I encourage everybody to connect with some type of organization. If you're a male and you have breast cancer, definitely connect with that, with the Male Breast Cancer Coalition. But don't ignore the fact that there are other organizations out there that are going to benefit you as well. Your genes are not just passed on to the females in your family.
I didn't know that. Yeah.
And so a lot of people don't realize this. And for me, that's when my shift of my mission really, it changed completely. I went from walking the earth, telling everybody, "Hey, did you know men have breasts and they get male breast cancer? Did you know, to, I want to tell you this story." And I would tell them that story. And I'd say, and here's what's the important thing is because your genes, your cells, your DNA has the propensity for cancer because you have cancer. And this could be male or female.
Yes.
we are not just concerned, as most women are, concerned about their daughters. They should instead be concerned about their children. We're not the stereotypical mindset that most people conjure up, myself included, prior to cancer. That would have the sunken eyes and dark and frail and peaked and weak and skin and bones.
Yeah.
My legs and my arms are definitely different. I'm very weak. What I was 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And so I see this decline. I get very tired very easily. I can't stand for long periods of time, and I can't sit for long periods of time. And so, you're kind of, I think, I'm trying to complain here because I'm not a complainer. I try to be a doer. I try to focus on my life today and living today. I met a lady, and I have to share this because this, to me, just is so important and valuable. I met a lady, and she told me, she said, I have 5 children, all under the age of 6. And she says, I've explained to them that mommy's dying and that I'm going to die. And I've prepared them all. And I said, that's wonderful, except for the fact that what happens if you live for 20 years or 30 years or a lifetime of old age, because medicine is always changing. And what happens to those children that are coming home every day from school? Is this the day mommy died? See, it seems to me it would be better if you focus on living and making those memories. It seems to me it's okay to tell your children, I've got a life-threatening disease, and just like all of us, we are all going to die, And we don't know when we're going to die. She doesn't know when she's going to die. Nobody knows, We have days when we feel like we're going to die. Or maybe the death would be better. But the reality is we don't know that. So let's cope, and instead of focusing on what's inevitable for all of us, let's focus on the positives and live your life, enjoy it, make memories. Make the memories today so that when you do die, your loved ones, be it, 5 children under the age of 6 or 10 children under the age of 50, make those memories, because that's what they're going to recall. I just drew the straw. It's life. We don't get to pick and choose in life. It's how we live.
Thank you, Kirby. Thank you so much. I enjoyed meeting you, and I enjoyed talking with you, and I know we'll get to hang out and party a little bit, and we're going to do what's right here, and we're going to go fly fishing. I'm telling you. As a matter of fact, I've got a place for us to go fly fishing. I'm holding in my hand the one and only auction item that we have. It came in at the last minute. Who gave this to us? Tell us about it.
Yeah, a woman named Linda gave this to us. So generous of her. It is a gorgeous house in Captiva Island, Florida.
Hey, you know what?
I don't want to steal it,
Tammy,
though.
we've got a video.
Okay,
We've got a video.
Let's show
Roll
the video.
So we can talk a little bit about Captiva Island while the video is on.
Yes, I do want to say, though, in order to bid on this, you can either comment on the Facebook page what your highest bid would be for a week at the house. The typical rental price is $6,000 a week, or you can send an email to lightupmbc@gmail.com with your bid, and the highest bidder will be notified tomorrow.
Hey, Alex, can we roll the video? Do we have that going? Excellent. So here's how it works, guys. You're watching the Facebook feed, or you're going to email us, and you're watching this beautiful house, okay? So let me just tell you a little bit about this relaxing week you're going to have in the luxurious home on the quiet North Captiva Island. This car-free island is a 20-minute ferry ride off the Gulf Coast of Southwest Florida. The house sleeps 11, okay? So 11 kind of could be 15. You never know. I mean, whatever. You want to go with 2 families. You want to go with, a bunch of couples. Either way. Each of the 4 bedrooms has its own attached full bathroom, a large a large kitchen, like amazing kitchen. Like imagine catching your fresh fish and bringing it home and cooking it up in the kitchen. Generous living room, amazing, well appointed, screened-in porch, hanging chairs, the rooftop deck. Wait till this video gets to the rooftop deck. That's once you see the rooftop deck, it's on. Game on. All right? Then you've got, do your laundry and all that stuff. I don't even know why that's in the description, but whatever. Everybody's got a laundry room. Behind the house is a screened-in area surrounding a built-in pool with the lounge chairs, outdoor kitchen, table, chairs, television. Just basically your favorite week of the year is going to be spent right here. Look at these bedrooms. They're off the charts. I mean, they're just overlooking the forest of trees. You're just off the beach. I mean, you could see at the end of the video, there's you could see how far you're from the beach. You're literally a stone's throw from the beach. Get up to the rooftop. You're going to take some sun after that. You're going to have some cocktails. Basically, this is going to be one of the best weeks of your lives. Bring your best friends. Live your best life, as Tammy says. Live your best life. That's what we're talking about. So it's 2 of the island's 4 restaurants are in walking distance from the house. I mean, you're in total seclusion. Look at this gorgeous place. This is what we're talking about. I can talk forever, but the kitchen, come on, the kitchen. Look at this. I mean, we'd go crazy in this kitchen. I'd be catching the fish. You know what I'm saying? I go out. I'm a big fisherman, by the way. Actually, no, but I'm a big fisherman. I go out to fish. I take a boat out there, get some fish, bring it home. Everybody cooks it up. We do some drinking. We have some good times. It's really a place to make your own vacation, be in the privacy of this beautiful place. So here's how it goes. You guys start bidding, okay? So 6,000's like a typical off holiday week. Obviously, holiday weeks are going to be really, really big time, okay? So the idea is that you're going to bid.
The holiday weeks are excluded, just so we know, just so people know. Like, it's not Christmas and spring break, but everything else is
okay.
Everything else is a good time of the year.
It's a holiday every day during a pandemic.
There you go.
All right, so here's how it works. You're going to put your number in the Facebook comments. Okay, so I want to see those numbers lighting up. Now, we don't have, the East Coast people are sort of kind of, maybe they're checking into bed or something like that, but I'm looking at you right now and I'm saying, guys, you've got to do what you got to do. I'm actually coming closer. This is how you got to do it. You just got to come in here and you got to look me in the eye, okay? Look me in the eye, and that's what we're talking about. Put your dollars down. Take the family on a vacation. Get out there wherever you are. Florida, listen, winter's coming up. It's going to get cold. You're going to be looking for some sun and fun and beach and sand. And like I said,
and this house fits 11 people, so it's so great for a family trip.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's great. And 11,
or girls 11, getaway, better
11
yet.
11 could be 13. You could squeeze in a few more people. Trust me, you could sleep on the roof. It's ridiculous.
And we are going to find a cure for COVID. People will travel more, right?
I mean, listen, you don't have to take it right away.
No.
You can't go Christmas, but let's be honest.
Next year, 2021.
We'll go next. We'll go during the year in January. We're going to do this. So you're going to, the East Coast is kind of winding down a little bit, Alex was telling me, but the West Coast is popping right now. Arizona, all these other states that are watching, all these people, it's national. This is what people are doing. They're right in the middle of their thing. They've had dinner tonight. They've done the homework tonight. They're talking with their kids. They're posting pictures. #LightUpNBC. I mean, like I said, this is what's happening. You're out there. You're doing your thing. You're having a glass of wine. You know what? Let's step it up. Get your favorite scotch. Do a little rocks glass. Do a little scotch.
Just keep commenting though. You'll have the rest of the throughout the program.
I want to read your comments. I haven't gotten over to Facebook during the broadcast.
Yeah,
but I probably will.
But you can keep commenting on Facebook, keep bidding, keep emailing.
Exactly.
lightupnbc@gmail.com.
So speaking of that, we're going to keep the bidding open. There's no winner tonight. You're not going to find out who won tonight. We're going to keep it open, and we're finding who's going to be the best. So listen, if you've put something down and you see you put down $8,000 and somebody put down $8,500 in the comments, you know you didn't win. You got to keep bidding. All right.
Keep going. We got to get to our 100,000 goal.
Listen, I'm not going to listen. This is not about value tonight, okay? I've said this before at other auctions and other things like this. This is not about value. You're not going to catch a value here. You're not going to get somebody's rookie baseball card for cheap at some auction. This is not what we're talking about here. We're talking about raising money. So it's not about getting a deal. It's about the big deal, which is getting the money for the research. So you're going to overpay tonight. That's the idea. You're going to overpay tonight. I'm sorry. Okay, it's not about oh, that's not worth $6,000 or that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about we got how much?
We already have $4,000. Amazing.
It goes for $6,000.
Let's keep that bidding going. And Larry, let's bring on. I think we've got some more great entertainment.
All right, let's do the entertainment because I can keep going.
Girls trips to Captiva. Yes, I would love that.
Okay, I like that. All right, I like that. All right, so girls trips to Captiva, you got the thing where you understand.
And
right?
we have more entertainment.
I can slow down, right? You know what? I'm going to stop drinking coffee. That's okay. All right, tell us.
I think we want to bring on our next music artist. Originally from Garwood, New Jersey, now splits his time between Westfield and Nashville. He spent some time in the Marines, and we thank him very much for his service. He actually overcame so many of his own challenges with some loss of hearing during his service and has come out on the other side to be such a talented musician. And with that, I want to welcome Connor Myers.
Hey everyone, I'm Connor Myers. I'm a country artist from New Jersey, and I'm honored to be a small part of Light Up NBC this year because for years I watched my grandfather struggle with cancer until he passed in 2010. Unfortunately, when he passed, I was right in the middle of Marine Corps boot camp, so I never got the chance to say goodbye to him. I faced a lot of hardships when I was in the Marine Corps, so when I got out and became an artist, I wanted to make music as an outlet for things that I experienced, things that I was going through that I wanted to share with the world. So today I want to share a song called Country Pride that I wrote. And I think it's important and it's crucial that we take pride in things that we've overcome and things that we've been through. So I hope you guys love this song, and thanks for supporting Light Up NBC, and thank you for listening. Got your first iPhone before your first Keystone and never had a hand-me-down. 16 in a Beamer when I was in sneakers, walking my ass through town. Yeah, I ain't gonna talk down to you if you're trying to bring a little bit of north down south. If you grew up in the heartland but in a set of Ray-Bans you probably know nothing about. Living in a house that's running down, outgrowing every one of your clothes. Making your way up, coming from nothing, never turning on the ones you know. Yeah, I lived on a dead-end street and my dog stayed warm inside. But I've been around the world and I've served my country so you can live your country life. I got country pride. Walking my streets, you probably get a good beat running hot in your tree stand. You went from high school to college, made a couple $1 million. I was over in the desert sand. Yeah, I ain't hating on you, cause you ain't never had to split one rack with 3 jar heads. I better get my boots muddy, cause like you said, buddy, I ain't country, well forget you, man. Cause I've been living in a house that's running down, outgrowing every one of my clothes. Making my way up, coming from nothing, never turning on the ones I know. Yeah, I lived on a dead-end street and my dog stayed warm inside. But I've been around the world and I've served my country so you can live your country life. I got country pride. I got country pride. Country pride, cause I've been living in a house that's running down, outgrowing every one of my clothes. Making my way up, coming from nothing, never turning on the ones I know. Yeah, I lived on a dead-end street and my dog stayed warm inside. But I've been around the world and I've served my country so you can live your country life. I got country pride. Yeah, I've got country pride. I got country pride.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just showing my country pride. I'm telling you, I'm having a good time. Listen, we have so many people on the broadcast. We're going to keep you there. Obviously, you've been with us all night. You're going to stay with us till the end. Stay with us. We got great content coming up. Unbelievable.
And we just have some more ambassadors with incredible stories.
Let's
so,
get right
Larry,
to it.
where are we going to take it to?
I got Jean.
Yeah.
Jean is in Minneapolis.
Not only is she in Minneapolis, she is there. And the next 3 states are going to be extra special because we're going to hear from 2 sisters and their mother.
Well, let's talk to Jean in Minneapolis. By the way, home of Prince. Okay, let's go over there. Let's be honest with you. I'm a music guy. Jean, are you with us? Love it, Jean. Give it to me.
All right. So first off, I want to say thank you to Minneapolis, Rochester, Duluth, and Egan for lighting up for this campaign and understanding that we need more research to try to find a cure for metastatic breast cancer. And if we can't find a cure, at least maybe we can make it into a lifelong, chronic, manageable disease instead of a death sentence. My oldest sister was diagnosed metastatic in 2018, right before her birthday. 3 months later, my other sister was diagnosed at 37 with stage 2 breast cancer. And research and funding is so important because 1 in 3 women or men that are diagnosed as early stages will eventually have the cancer recur and become metastatic. So we need so much research so that we can fix this and everybody can live a long, healthy, happy life with their families. I don't want to lose my sisters, and we need a cure.
That's right. We need a cure. We definitely need a cure, and that's what we're doing tonight. We're on our way. We're on our way to raising the money for the research to directly get that money to stage 4 research so you and this incredible family story is not going to happen ever again. So let's take you to Michelle, your sister, in Iowa.
Yeah.
Michelle, are you with us?
Let's see. Michelle, are you on the screen? Can you wave? Can you wave if you're on the screen, Michelle? Just helps us know who you are.
Nope.
No.
All
She's
right.
in Iowa at Arnold's Park Amusement.
Where is she? So we were hearing this story.
You don't know Michelle? Well, let's go over to her mom,
You
Veronica.
wanna go to Veronica?
Yeah. Okay. Veronica.
Let's go for Veronica.
She's in Wisconsin.
So tell Tammy, this is a tremendous story that they started to tell with these 2 sisters, how
Yeah.
they found out about it. It's just really something that it's unfortunately it's too common.
I know, you know, one I think, let's see, is Veronica on the line?
Not being accepted for some reason. So
All right,
if
she's
you
been
can help that out.
She's been holding all night. Her battery is probably low on her phone. But Veronica, why don't you tell us this family story?
Okay. So first, I have to thank Connexus in Wausau, Wisconsin, for lighting up their building for MBC awareness. My name is Veronica Lyon. I'm the mother of the 3 daughters that you were talking about. They were healthy. Let me repeat, healthy throughout all their childhood years. And they were all hospitalized within months of each other for different cancerous reasons. We had no family history of breast cancer. They took the BRCA genetic testing, which came up negative also. So it's a mystery of how this happened. We just don't know. You met Jean, and Michelle is at Arnold's Park. I don't know what happened there. Michelle was diagnosed with stage 4 MBC on her 40th birthday week, and she'll be receiving chemo and treatments the rest of her life. Because of Michelle's diagnosis, Jean, you just met, and Krista both scheduled mammograms right away. Krista ended up being diagnosed with stage 2 breast cancer, and the cancer had already spread to the lobes and nearby tissue. So she had a double mastectomy. Jean, who you heard from at age 35, had a prophylactic mastectomy due to being at high risk for breast cancer. So she chose no reconstruction for medical reasons, and she doesn't have any regrets. Still seems unreal to me, like I need to wake up from a nightmare. And when I see little kids once in a while, I just wonder what their destiny is. We need to get this taken care of before these kids end up being in my daughter's positions. So we need to find a cure sooner rather than later. So thanks again to Connexus for recognizing the importance of MBC research, and thanks to you guys.
All right. Thank you, Veronica. Incredible story. It's hard to imagine, but it is the truth. It's what's going on in the world. And this is why we're here tonight, and this is why we're pushing so strong. And I understand the numbers are going up, up, up. Remember, MBC 2020. Text that to this number, 50155. That's NBC 2020. Text that to 50155. Let's keep doing it. I want to find out. I want to get another update. I want to make sure that we have all the donations in tonight before we go off the air. We've got a couple more things for you. And I sat down with Shantae, and she was one of the first people that I met.
Is Michelle there, or we're not able to get her on the line?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll go over to Shantae.
I sat together with Shantae, and she was one of the first people that I was able to interview, and it was a tremendous wake-up call. This is a strong and powerful woman. She'll even tell you about it in her interview. So without any further ado, I'm going to just throw it to Shantae. She could do her own publicity. The girl's great.
How did you get involved with NBC and METAvivor?
When I was diagnosed, I went to, it was immediately, I was diagnosed April the 2nd as metastatic. Mm-hmm. And then 3 days later, there was a metastatic breast cancer conference held in my area, held in Philadelphia. And it changed my whole attitude. It's nothing like being in a room full of women who are going through, or people, because men get breast cancer as well.
Have you felt that there are some disparities and things you might want to work on, as a Black woman, a strong Black woman, and maybe it sounds like you have opinions you'd like to share?
I definitely do. And that's one of the things that I noticed even in my early stage diagnosis, is that there were not women that looked like me. It's kind of, breast cancer is kind of thought of as a older white woman disease, and it's actually not. There were not young Black women represented in the ads. I didn't see them even in being discussed. And so that's another thing that I wanted to do, because there are definitely inequities, and we've seen the racial disparities. And so it's definitely in the healthcare, because we have Henrietta Lacks happened, and the Tuskegee experiment, and so forth and so on. And so I dedicated a lot of my time and my work recently to help bring light to these disparities. But we don't want to just continue to talk about it. We want to be about it. And so METAvivor is in works to hold a conference on the disparities, and to actually work with clinicians, because that's kind of where it starts. I think advocacy is such a small circle right now, especially with women of color. And so I know a lot of the people that are on the board of METAvivor, and they every 2 years they go through this election process. And I was approached by a current member and asked would I be interested. Mm-hmm. And yes, definitely. And so my name was put forward with other people's, and I was selected to be on the board. And so I'm very pleased to be on the board and to help bring light and information, not only to disparities, but about metastatic breast cancer, and definitely the funding that we need to help the research.
So tell us a little bit about METAvivor and what is it that they fund and what is the message they're getting out there?
Okay, so it was started in 2009. So it has more than one evolution by a metastatic breast cancer patient. And so their goals have always been to bring light to metastatic breast cancer, spread knowledge, spread hope, because there are also local peer mentoring groups, support groups. We do have that. And then as it evolved, once the founders discovered that certain organizations only give 2 to 6% funding for metastatic breast cancer, they decided that, hey, we need to be a major funder of metastatic breast cancer because we're dying. And so for a small nonprofit, that is pretty significant, and all of that money went to research on metastatic breast cancer specific.
What advice could you give to others that may not be as strong as you, that may need some verbal support, some sharing with other people? What can you share with other people that are going through this, that are living with MBC? And to be honest with you, what are you doing specifically?
I don't talk like that.
They're going through what you're going through.
Exactly. And so that's the key, is to link up with a mental health professional. Definitely do self-care, take care of yourself before you can take care of anyone else. And then also find a support group or link up with other people who are going through the exact same struggle that you're going through.
Shantae, could you tell us a little bit about Citizen?
So Citizen is a great organization. They are a medical records warehouse that's been recently started. And what it is they get your permission, with your permission, you sign up and they request your medical records from all the different medical facilities that you've been to. And what they do is they digitize it so that, especially in the times of COVID, if you need a consult, if you have progression, or you want to get a second opinion, it's very easy. You let them send your electronic medical record to the new facility. And so it makes life much easier for metastatic breast cancer patients and all patients pretty much.
So you seem to know, we've spoken, you seem to know an awful lot about this, and you're now on a podcast. You're a host of a podcast about MBC?
Yes, I'm a co-host on a shared sponsored podcast called Our MBC Life. There are 5 co-hosts. And basically what it is the whole entire team has metastatic breast cancer. So from the people behind the scenes to the hosts are all metastatic breast cancer patients. And we kind of wanted to talk about topics that are important to us. We bring on researchers. We bring on other metastatic advocates. We do a trailblazer highlight of small nonprofits in certain areas that are caring and giving certain services to metastatic breast cancer patients. So it is available on every streaming service where you find your podcast. And every Monday, actually, the podcast this Monday was with Jamil, who is the president of METAvivor, and we talked about her plans and me being on the board. And we also talked about More Fight, More Strong. So if you want to catch our NBC Life podcast, please definitely go to your streaming services and listen up every Monday.
I'm just meeting you for a few moments. I am so impressed by you. I'm amazed by you. I can't believe how powerful you are on screen here, talking to me and everybody else that you're going to reach. So thank you so much for your time today and your knowledge. And I got to be honest with you, my prayers are with you and everyone like you.
It's pretty much my philosophy is to do the things that bring me pleasure. And I think knowledge is power. I want people to know that even though I have stage 4 cancer, I am still hopeful that every day the research that is done, it can find a cure for metastatic breast cancer. Because if you cure metastatic breast cancer, if you stop the spread, you basically cure cancer.
Shantae, Shantae. I love that girl.
Shantae, your advocacy is so inspiring. And for those of you who don't know, I just want to take you back a little bit to explain how METAvivor was founded. It actually started 10 years ago. There was a group of 4 women who really understood that metastatic was very different than people going through early stage treatment. And that's when they formed a group, a support group that turned into METAvivor. Unfortunately, 3 of those women have passed, but there is still one living founder, CJ. And I want to give a shout out to CJ and to recognize that your vision 10 years ago has now funded over 106 grants totaling $13.6 million. So that's really incredible. And all of us living with metastatic breast cancer are so grateful for METAvivor continuing to fund research that can really extend our lives.
Well, thank you for what you're doing, METAvivor.
Yeah, exactly. So now we're going to take it to whatever's next, which is an amazing singer. Her name is Shannon Curtis, and I fell in love with this song because I think that life is a lot about the light that we give out into the world. I'm a big believer in karma. What you put out comes back. And this particular song talks about the fact that we can each put out our own light, and together that can form a constellation.
Hi, everyone. I'm Shannon Curtis. I'm privileged to be an ally of my sisters and brothers who are in the fight to secure more funding for research for metastatic breast cancer. I have lost a couple of different friends to this terrible disease, and in the course of being their friend through them dealing with this disease, I came to an understanding that I didn't have prior to that research for MBC is dramatically underfunded. And I, for a long time, bought into the narrative that so many people do in our country, that breast cancer is an easy cancer, that it's curable. And I realize now, obviously, that that's not the case. But I realized that because of my friendship with people who had the disease and who have the disease still, and the work that they've done to create awareness of the fact that there's much, much more work to be done in defeating metastatic breast cancer. And you're about to hear a song that I wrote called Constellation. And I was asked to share what the story behind that song is and why I wrote it. And really, it's about this idea that for any movement, for any progress we make as humans, it requires each of us to show up in our own way. And together, when we each do that, we create a constellation that not only makes a bigger impact than any single one of us could make on our own, but also becomes a beacon for other people who are looking for a way to feel less alone, looking for a way to get involved in an effort to make things better, as I know you all are in this effort for increasing research for metastatic breast cancer. And also, it's really easy to buy into the notion that the little part that we are able to give, each of us as individuals, isn't worth much, or that we're not enough, or what good is it for me to show up to do this work if I'm only going to make a small impact. And that's exactly the message of this song, is that each one of you who is showing up to do this work, even the small amount that you're able to give, even if you are too tired most days to be involved because you're battling this disease in your life, every little bit does matter. And it becomes, like I said, a beacon for others who are looking for a path through, looking to join forces with others who are working for a better future for people with this disease. So I just want to say thank you to all of you who are working to advocate for more funding for metastatic breast cancer, in honor of the friends that we've already lost, and for the friends who are still living with this disease every day. This work matters, it's important, I'm with you, and thank you. What is your light? What's the thing that you are meant to contribute in this world that nobody but you can contribute? I want you to think about the sentence, I am. Come write that sentence on the palm of your hand. Whatever it is, it's enough. And you are enough. We're incomplete without you. Alone, staring at the door, voices pull behind you. It's hard to step out anymore, no matter how you try to. But we need you to shine the light that only you can shine. It's a dark night, and some lost souls stargazing for a sign. And with your light, you complete our constellation. Fear says that giving up is easier than feeling. Please hear this, you are enough. Hold it close, believe it. Oh, 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 oh. 'Cause we need you to shine the light that only you can shine. It's a dark night, and some lost souls stargazing for a sign. And with your light, you complete our constellation. And we need you to shine the light that only you can shine. It's a dark night, and some lost soul is looking for a sign. We need your light to complete our constellation. Thank you all so much. Hi, I'm Shannon Curtis. I want to say thank you to everyone who put a permanent marker to their palm and shared their brilliant light for this video project. We had hundreds more submissions than we could fit into one 4-minute video, so this is a big thank you to everyone who participated. I know that you are out there faithfully shining your light in your corner of the world, and for that, thank you. That's exactly what we need for you to be doing. It's been a dark season on our planet lately. At times, I feel myself being pulled into that gravity. But the thing that pulls me back, the thing that gives me hope, is that I'm part of something bigger than myself. I'm connected to multitudes of friends, family, neighbors, strangers around the world who have committed themselves to doing their part to light up this dark night, to bring to this world the things that they are meant to contribute to it. None of us can do it alone, but together, we are a stunning constellation. Whoever you are, wherever you come from, whatever your story is, we need you to shine. Please be part of spreading this message by sharing this video with your friends and on your social networks. And show us your light. Write your own I am statement on the palm of your hand and then upload a photo of it to the comment section below. We want to see you. The song that you heard here is called Constellation, and it's part of a new live album that's available exclusively on my website, shannoncurtis.net, where you can name your own price for it. Pay whatever you want, or if you need to take it for free, it's yours. We just want you to have it. You'll also find the studio version of Constellation on my album Connections, which is available on iTunes and all other digital retailers around the world. Thank you for watching.
I just loved that song. I thought it was very relevant to the evening. And I want to remind everyone out there that we actually have something called the Light Up MBC Challenge, hashtag Light Up MBC Challenge. And it's all about who lights up your life. So go on Facebook, go on Instagram, and share a little bit about who lights up your life, post a picture of them, and then tag them and nominate them to do the same. Let's keep this, feeling good and spreading the light throughout the world.
Well, let's keep this love going. I appreciate everybody who's still with us on the broadcast. You guys can still make a big difference. The numbers are right there. We're still looking to get to that magic number. We're looking for that. I'm not going to say what it is, but we're looking to get to that magic number. Tammy will let me know if we got there, but I'm still looking for something. So even if you've given, I'm sure you have, reach down, do something fun. Just, do another text to donate. I appreciate it. But with that being said, and I know these are the hardcore people at the end of the night that are really staying with us, and they're with us. And of course, the people on the West Coast that are just coming on, they're going to join on, and we're growing numbers. So, but let's go to Texas. Let's go to Dallas, and let's talk to who we got in Dallas.
We have Denise.
Denise, are you with me in Dallas?
Hi, Larry. Hi, Tammy.
All right.
Hi.
Every time somebody answers me, I'm amazed this works.
I'm standing in front of the Omni Dallas here, and you'll see behind me, the city of Dallas is reminding you to vote in Texas, but also we'll have the Metastatic Breast Cancer ribbon, and we are so grateful that they're lighting up with the ribbon. I am here. I am a stage 4 metastatic breast cancer, triple negative breast cancer thriver. Grateful to be here today. By the grace of God, I am here, and also because of research and a clinical trial. I was originally diagnosed in 2016 with triple negative breast cancer, and at that point, I had 2 kids that were in kindergarten and 1st grade. And people like to say you should fight like a girl, but I say you've got to fight like a mom, because I'm going to do whatever it takes to be around for them. And I'm just grateful because of you and for METAvivor and the research that's being done. I am on a clinical trial and living today and able to move forward. I wanted to dedicate tonight's light up to my dear friend, Mega Gavin. Mega Gavin started the clinical trial with me last year in August of 2019. Unfortunately, Friday, she passed away. She was a beautiful light and great person to be around that had her own family that she had hoped to see her own daughter grow up and get married one day, but she doesn't have that opportunity. So Mega liked to say that we were always beating the odds, and I will say I'm going to continue on and working with your help and your donations with the clinical trial research and METAvivor donations and more clinical trial drugs that will allow us to live long lives so that I can see my children grow up, my kids graduate from high school and college and have their own kids one day.
Thank you so much, Denise.
Thank you.
Denise, that really resonates with me as well, because my children are just 7 and 10 years old. And when I was diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer, they were 2 and 4. And I was praying that I would be able to hold their hand when they started kindergarten. And because of research and advances in treatment, not only have I held their hand for kindergarten, but they're now in 2nd and 5th grade. And like you, every single night, I pray that I'll be able to hold their hand when they start high school, college, and God willing, walk them down the aisle at their weddings.
I understand. I'm hearing all these stories, and like most people out there, you hear breast cancer, and in that Pfizer spot earlier tonight, people say things to people who have breast cancer. Or, they say all these things, and to be honest with you, what we're doing here is very important. We're extending lives.
Absolutely.
And these moments that some of us have, and I don't want to say take for granted, but we have them and we expect them. And then you have people who are literally hoping every day that they can have those moments, little moments, driving my kid to school and
exactly.
stuff like that. So.
And I think we have another incredible story. We're gonna take you outside the U.S.
Yeah, let's go international.
Let's go international.
I believe we have Libby, who's in Canada right now. Libby, are you there? Yeah, we certainly can hear you. Libby's really strong. I loved meeting and talking to Libby. Libby, where are you in Canada?
So I'm in Calgary, Alberta, and right now I am on the 18th floor of the Hyatt Regency. I wanted to get you guys a really good view of our Calgary Tower from up here at the top. So here it is. And it looks like the people at the Hyatt Regency have also lit up the pool here in our colors. So I'm just going to flip the screen around for 1 minute so you can see this, okay?
Wow.
Amazing.
Oh, Canada.
So I don't know if you can see the pool, but you can see that it's got pink and green and teal, our colors. So they did that for us as well. So very nice.
Awesome.
Do you want me to start my story right away?
Yeah. Absolutely, yes.
Okay. So my name is Libby, and up until about 2 years ago, I was just a normal, everyday 34-year-old. So I was just going to school, trying to get a better job, trying to, move my career forward. And in September of 2018, I had my baby daughter, Violet. So around this time, I had kind of felt a lump in my breast, but then with all the changes with postpartum and pregnancy and all of those things, the lump would sometimes be there, it sometimes wouldn't be there. So when the lump went away during my pregnancy, I was just like, it's not here. And then I noticed it again, and I had showed an OBGYN the lump, and this OBGYN, because I was quite young, she just said, it's probably a pregnancy change, don't worry about it. And when you're done your pregnancy and you're done breastfeeding, you can go get it checked out. So 7 months later, I ended up making an appointment at the breast health clinic. And when I made this appointment, I really thought that I was just going to go there and it was going to be like a cyst or something, because it didn't even feel like I thought breast cancer would feel. I thought breast cancer would be like a round bump, like a grape kind of shape. And this was sort of more like a flat sort of spaceship shape. So I went to the clinic and I was just fully expecting this to just be like a normal appointment. I was just going to go and they were going to tell me everything was okay. And I really remember like getting my daughter out of the car at the clinic, and she was in her car seat still because she was only 7 months old, and bringing her into the clinic and really thinking that everything was going to be okay, lying down on that table in the ultrasound room and really not realizing that this was going to be like this momentous life-changing event that I was going to experience. So I laid down on the table and they ultrasounded my breast and they immediately said, you need to go have a mammogram. But I thought that was just like the normal procedure that they usually did. So I was not even worried at this point. And then they said, you need to come back tomorrow for a biopsy. So I started to get really, really worried. But in my head, I thought like, breast cancer, it's an easy cancer. My mom actually had breast cancer 19 years ago. She went through the treatment and she was fine. So I really thought like breast cancer was something we had a handle on. And I also was this false sense of security that I was too young to get breast cancer because I didn't carry the BRCA genes. I was too young to get breast cancer. And of course, like if I had been at risk, I thought they would be doing screenings on me. So I thought, I'm too young. It's not going to be breast cancer. I had the biopsy the next day and I waited five days for the results from the biopsy. And when I got the results, I was at my parents' house. I remember being super upset. I couldn't even drive myself because my parents lived quite a ways away from me. I couldn't even drive myself home It was a 5-hour drive. I found out that it was probably about 8 centimeters of breast cancer in my breast, they were estimating, and I also had a 1.8 centimeter node. I was kind of brought into this world, like I was woken up to what breast cancer really was. I saw that it wasn't an easy cancer and it wasn't cured. It wasn't anywhere close to being cured. I saw all these women who were young and being diagnosed with the same thing as me, which I didn't even think was possible. Many of them had no family history. Many of them had young babies. And I was just woken up to this world that I didn't even know existed. And I was woken up to the fact that breast cancer is not cured. And 1 in 3 cases of breast cancer will metastasize despite, successful early stage treatments. I went through all the early stage treatments. I had full-blown chemo, the harshest chemo you could have, 8 rounds of ACT, dose dense. I had a mastectomy, I had radiation, and then I went on this hormone therapy, which was very much the worst step of the process because basically it pushes you into menopause. And I was being told that because my cancer was hormone positive, that I couldn't really have any more children or it would be very difficult. And this was like shattering to me. So like all my plans were shattered. I struggled with my mental health at this time. I repeatedly had to go to the hospital about my mental health and how I was feeling. And finally, around like January or February of this year, I came out of this because I was diagnosed in 2019. So finally, I was finished the treatment. I was coming out of it. I was telling myself, maybe I'll be lucky. Maybe it won't metastasize. But I was very worried about it. And so I asked my doctor for a PET scan just to be sure. And on the PET scan, they saw a hypermetabolic area. That's a lighted up area on the PET scan. They told me not to worry. They said it's an injury. Breast cancer would never just be in one place. But they did some more testing and I got some results back that actually said that I had a metastatic lesion on my sacrum. Again, my doctor said, don't worry about it. It's just an injury. I think we can just watch and wait. She said, you will do a biopsy, but only if you want one. I said, let's go ahead with the biopsy. And this was almost a year to the date from my early stage diagnosis. And I found out that I had metastatic breast cancer in my sacrum. It was estrogen, progesterone positive, the same as my early stage diagnosis. My doctor, when I saw her, she said, you have 5 years to live. She's not a very cheerful person. She doesn't give me a lot of hope. So that's difficult. So I was put on Ibrance, which is a newish drug. Thanks to research, this drug is available, and another drug called Falcidex. I've been on that for a while, and I went back to my doctor for a scan every 3 months, and I found out that it had already moved into my spine in 4 places. Obviously, at this point, I was very worried. I was very upset. The mental health aspects of this disease and basically this horrible roller coaster of emotions and difficulties that you're on, it's very, very hard. So I found this out and I was very, very upset. So right now we're just watching my spine to see if more lesions show up. And that's why I'm here today. And I want to honor my friends who recently passed from breast cancer. I'm here today because I want to make sure things are better for women in the future. Other women that I know with this disease, I want to make sure that there's going to be more treatments for us. And to get these treatments, we need the funds. But I'd like to honor 2 friends today who recently passed, Lindsay and Shawnee, who were both in their 30s and passed from metastatic breast cancer.
Thank you, Libby. We appreciate very much you sharing your story. A lot of people think that you can't get breast cancer as young as you did, and clearly you can.
Yeah, clearly you can. Thank you.
Thank you for representing Canada and being on
You're
the
welcome.
broadcast tonight. Thank you so much. Your story is very passionate and very powerful.
And Larry, you were just saying before, there are some things that people say to people living with MBC, and they're not really quite the right things to say, right? And I think that Pfizer has done a wonderful job at shedding some light. You can go to findyourmbcvoice.com. It's an amazing website with a wealth of information. And I think that we're going to hear a little bit more from Pfizer right now.
You wouldn't believe some of the stupid stuff people say to someone living with metastatic breast cancer.
Oh, I'm sorry you have breast cancer, but if you're gonna get cancer, this is the one you want to have.
There's totally a cure for cancer, but the government is hiding it.
When you die, I'll make sure your wife's taken care of.
So they tell me I should have an all-vegan diet.
Oh, you have breast cancer? Now you get a free boob job.
Wait, men can't get breast cancer.
Have you tried yoga?
Have you tried weed? Obviously.
What about holistic medicine?
I heard a glass of wine can prevent cancer. Or does it cause cancer?
At least you're not stage 5. Stage 5 is dead.
My friend's cousin's uncle's brother had breast cancer, but he's dead.
You have kids? That's so sad.
Oh no, what am I gonna do when you die?
We all die eventually. Yours is just sooner.
Are your chakras aligned?
So you get to go wig shopping and make it fun. Maybe get a pink one for breast cancer?
At least you got a nice shaped head.
Have you tried Reiki?
¿Has probado jugo de zanahoria?
Hi, I'm sorry I didn't call, but I'm just having such a hard time dealing with your cancer.
What do you think you did that caused the cancer?
Did you put your cell phone in your bra?
Why do you think you got breast cancer? Were you a smoker?
Do you think those tattoos caused your cancer?
Yeah. That's some of the stupid stuff people say to metastatic breast cancer patients, like me.
And me.
And me.
And me.
And me.
Once again, thank you to Pfizer and that special message. We were able to get that message out there for you. Pfizer, Ford, that was part of our broadcast tonight.
And a CGen, absolutely.
Lilly,
with some additional support from Eastside and the
we've
league.
had some
had really good support.
Really good supporters tonight. And obviously we've had some great people on the show and doing some great donations. And the numbers are incredible. Okay, so let me pick it back up again as my the numbers are incredible. I want to thank each and every one of you, but that doesn't have to stop now. You can keep texting and you can keep going on the website. You can keep donating. And you know what? Maybe there's somebody out there that's watching this or that you know should be watching this. Text them, call them, send out a number, send our text, send our information to them. Tell them this is what's going on. And if you've got one of those people in your life or in your family or somebody that likes to donate to charities or just needs to get rid of a couple of $1,000 or $50,000, let's try it. Let's see what's going on. So,
hello? Hi.
Yep. All right, your mic is good.
So everybody, I just want to thank you for how much you've donated. We're already at over $80,000. We want to hit that $100,000
Oh wow!
mark.
Well, that's 80,000
So,
without Captiva. Okay, hold on.
Without Captiva.
That's without Captiva. So basically, we need Captiva to get us to the 100. So people have been asking on the website and on the Facebook. They're saying, "Hey, we need to know what the Captiva number is." Yes, I understand. You need to know. You don't need to know. Just give all that you can give. If tonight it gets to $10,000, then you go $11,000. That's the update. Okay, that's the update.
You
well,
can bid,
to be honest with you,
bid until 9
we're
in
gonna
the
be,
morning in case you want to talk to a significant other or
Right.
see what the bid price can be. We'll keep that open till 9 a.m.
We're going to keep it open till 9 a.m. So you can bid on Facebook. You can bid on email. You can get that number to us. Do your best. Okay, that's the idea of a sort of a silent bidding. You don't know what everybody else is bidding, so that's the idea. So, listen, it's my job to kind of hype it up a little bit, so that's what I'm doing. So let's get to that number. I wouldn't be upset if we got to 100,000 and Captiva was what knocked us off.
That would be great.
We've got hashtag Light Up NBC. We've got our sponsors. We've got all this great donation. Text to donate NBC 2020 to 50155. Okay, so that's the good stuff. We've got the Instagram photos. We're going to keep this going. We're going to keep this rolling. But I want to take you to one of our final content videos. And Teddy, would you please?
We're gonna take you over to my friend Eva Crawford. I was So honored to be put in touch with her, and we bonded right away. We actually went to the Stage 4 Stampede together in Washington, D.C. last year to fight for better laws for people living with this disease. And Eva, you just have an incredible story. You're an incredible mom, and I want to turn it over to this video to showcase your journey.
A couple years ago, I had horrible back pain. I went into the ER, I was scanned head to toe, and nothing was found. A few months later, I went in for my very first ever mammogram. I was only 41, and they called me back for an ultrasound, and then they called me back for a biopsy. I was in New York on vacation with my family when I got the call that nobody wants to get, that sure enough, I had metastases in my lymph node, and I had cancer in my right breast. Shortly after that, I had a full body PET scan, and it was found that I had metastases all the way up and down my spine, my hips, my skull, innumerable mets in my liver. So it had completely metastasized to my bones and liver. That was major devastation. I have 3 small kids. They're 6, 8, and 10. I've had it for 2 years now. And if you look it up on the internet, the average survival rate is 3 years. So when I was diagnosed and I had to think about telling my children, my husband, my parents, was a really hard one, that I don't know if I'm gonna live long enough to see my kids grow, to even help my parents when they're older and need help. Like, nobody wants to lose their child. So when I was first diagnosed, because the cancer was in my left hip, it was so weak, it was about to break. I had to go into surgery right away, and I got a femoral rod placed in my left hip. So I had to relearn how to walk again. I had a walker, I had a cane, I had crutches. What has helped me navigate my cancer treatment from the beginning was I had a strong team right out the gate. My husband, my parents, my kids, tons of friends, and a lot of people turned up from all parts of my life. The documentary we're working on is supporting me through my journey, and it is really going inside from right when I got the call, the immediate emotions of myself, my friends, my family, and what it's like to go through a diagnosis like this, which was a complete shock. The other reason for my documentary is to shine the light on other thrivers, survivors, and even people that haven't made it with metastatic breast cancer, because 99% of people don't. And we're shining the light on different people's stories and really getting inside their lives and just showing the world what it is like to go through something like this. Being a young mom with metastatic breast cancer is no joke. Just imagine being on death row, or I don't like to compare myself to a soldier because they chose to go to war for us, they chose to fight for this country, but I often feel like I'm the soldier that didn't choose this war. I didn't choose this fight, but I get to be in it. So I get to show up every single day, act like a normal mom of 3 kids, send my kids off to homeschool, which is right in my living room, juggle that, my husband, his job, everything going on in the house, and that thought, that looming thought that, is this gonna be my last Christmas? Am I gonna see my kids become teenagers? Am I gonna see my kids get married? Will I get to be a grandmother? I don't know the answer to those questions. I know the stats that no, none of those things are gonna happen, but I choose to, put it out there that I am gonna be old, I am gonna be a grandma, I am gonna fight, I am gonna have hope, and that kind of keeps me going. Just knowing that I'm here, I'm feeling healthy for the most part, and I'm gonna keep going one foot in front of the other. I found a sisterhood in people that were involved with METAvivor. I have supported them anytime I can, any way I can, because when we support METAvivor, that money goes right into research, and research for more treatments means longer lives for those with metastatic breast cancer. There's a lot of pink washing in October, and people talk about supporting breast cancer awareness, and we know about breast cancer. But what's the next step? The next step is really finding a cure for breast cancer, and we're not going to be able to do that without research. I love that METAvivor is strictly based on volunteers and that they give 100% to research so that people like me can have a chance at living a full lifespan. Advocacy has become really important for me and a way for me to share my story, one day soon share my documentary, and just let everybody know that there's always hope. One of the hardest parts about having metastatic breast cancer is losing people. And one of the hardest parts for people to understand is, why do people with metastatic breast cancer become friends with people with metastatic breast cancer? My friends and family don't always get it. I'm sure a lot of friends and family don't get it. But truly, that's how we feel alive. That's how we feel connected. That's how we feel empathy. There's someone out there that knows exactly how I feel. They might not have the exact same circumstance, but they know exactly how I feel. So being friends with Erin Remy, being friends with Jenny Pagliaro, being friends with all of the people that I've so far lost in 2 years has meant so much to me. And I have to grieve each one in my own way and in my own time, because I can't possibly get through the day if every time someone passes, I have to drop to the ground and grieve that person. So it's almost like so many people pass that I compartmentalize it, take a deep breath, wait a couple weeks, and then maybe make a post on Facebook where I write it all out and I cry and I think about that person. I try to honor their kids, their husbands, let them know that I'm here for support in any way, shape, or form, anything I can do. But, you know, the way I first started looking at it was, listen, if you die, I die. And if you live, I live. So I want those people to live. Because if they live, I live. But if they die, I die. And so I hope that every person has that chance to live a normal lifespan. That's what I really hope for and wish for. So it's a hard reality, because if everyone dies, what does that mean for me?
Wow. Eva, thank you so much for sharing your story.
So powerful.
It was. It's just such a powerful way to end our show this evening. And I can't end before saying a special thank you to the board at METAvivor, specifically to Sonia Negley, the executive director of METAvivor, and Kristen Mayfield, who have been incredibly supportive throughout this effort, as well as Laura Inahara, the executive director of More Fight, More Strong, Allison Aquino Fazzolari, the program manager, and Janessa, as well as Stacy Holston for being our design director, as well as Marley and Lily for helping with different projects. You really need a team, and most of all, our Light Up NBC ambassadors, all of you across the country that made it possible for this night to happen. And we only were able to bring in, 16, 17 landmarks, but we had well over 115 landmarks light. And we're going to show you that list as we close out. Thank you to each and every landmark who helped us tonight shine a light on the importance of awareness and funding for metastatic breast cancer.
Thank you, Tammy. Thank you for being an amazing co-host with me. I really appreciate it. To our wonderful team here, especially to Gotham Hall and Alan Kurtz, who took care of us here tonight and generously donated his beautiful venue here, and so that we can produce this show and do what we did tonight.
Thank you, Alan.
Thank you to everybody who put this on. Thank you to you and all the people out there who made this possible. All the donations, keep coming in, keep texting, keep hashtag LightUpMBC. Do what you got to do. Let's make this thing. Let's start a trend. Let's start this tradition. Let's make this happen. Thank you, Tammy. Thank you, everybody. Good night, and I hope you guys get through this pandemic and just let's end Stage
well,
4.
let's end by
metastatic
saying
breast
this
cancer.
is my little slogan. What's your wow of the week? This is definitely the wow of the week. Thank you for joining us, and have a good night.
Good night.